take a second, we reflecting with the light, but this the life, I fucking love it. Wouldn't trade it to be white, now that's alright. I got to write it, but the devil's redefining work.
Someday you'll pay the price.
No, I don't break a fold, I need and bake the dough, then recreate the flow. They think they making though, what they forsake is so essential. Over lentils, get your issue. Guess who's on this instrumental with you? Gives a damn if we was fam, leave you unread and call it spam. I'm not a fan of Antichrist, they slayed the man, I swayed the Tim like here I am, the son of Slammers, taking shots at David Berkowitz. Pussy. A different discipline existed in this New York state of mind. Say since now, no, not the actor, but the year he's effort. Not one thing in mind to grind until this gavel turns his words to mirth from Babel. Front lines of 69, I follow Paul.
The Lord loved us so much that in our poverty, in our hell, I will come and deliver the broken, destroyed, messed up, poor, impoverished people. I'm going to help.
Young niggas ain't tough. Young niggas ain't tough. You young niggas ain't tough.
Hey, Shalom Israel. Yahweh Bashim Shah Brakatah. Yahweh Shema Alatah Bashim Shah to all the sisters, man. Listen, it's Captain 13,000 that called up a rhyme, checking in with the Israelite school of UPK under Commander Junior Hunt.
And you know we not no cowards. Oh, you on that?
Listen, man, this year's 52nd annual Passover. Hold on, I'm gonna say it one more time. This year's 52nd annual Passover under Commander Junior Hunter under the I.S.U.P.K. Couldn't do it last year. Y'all already know the Lord had his foot on our oppressor's neck.
Here in New York City, there are roughly 1,000 cases a day. Those are numbers they haven't seen since May.
Can't do it in New York this year because the Lord still got his foot on our oppressor's neck.
New York, the center of the outbreak this spring, is now teetering on another deadly explosion of the virus.
But listen to me good. This year, 52nd annual Passover, April 24th, 2021. You understand? It's gonna be in H-Town, baby.
It's gonna be at the B&H Ranch, 14149 Players Street, Houston, Texas.
Y'all know what we do. Y'all know what we came to do. Huh?
2021, I.S.U.P.K, 52nd annual Passover. All the generals gonna be there. All the heavy hitters gonna be there. The daughters of Zion gonna step out with their beautiful long dresses, you understand? Strong on deck. That One West style music on deck. 52nd annual Passover.
B&H Ranch, 14149 Players Street, Houston, Texas.
Get with it to get lost, man.
Shalom. Yahweh Bashim Shah Brakatah. Yahweh Shema Ladon Bashim Shah to the sisters. President Captain TITHES with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, telling you to come out to the 52nd annual Passover under Commander General YAHANNA. Yeah, man, it's going to be at the ranch, man, the BH Ranch. And it's going to be a glorious event. April 24th, come out, come to Houston, Texas, where we're going to serve the Lord the way he's supposed to be served. You understand? We're going to celebrate the destruction of our enemy in the BH Ranch, and it's going to be a glorious event. Make sure you come out, man. It's going to be a $200 fee to get in, but let me tell you something. You're going to enjoy yourself. This is going to be the best event you've ever been to in your life. So I'm going to tell you, man, 14149 Players Street, come out, man, and enjoy the brotherhood and sisterhood under Christ. With that, shalom.
Uh-oh.
The Lord loved us so much that in our poverty, in our hell, I'm going to come and deliver the broken, destroyed, messed up, poor, impoverished people. I'm going to save.
Young niggas ain't tough. Young niggas ain't tough. You young niggas ain't tough. Hey, Shalom, Israel. YAHANNA Yahweh Shema Allah Thug by Shimmy shout out all the sisters, man. Listen, it's Captain 13,000, a card of a rhyme, checking in with the Israelite School of UPK under Commander YAHANNA. You know we not no cowards. Oh, you on that? Listen, man, this year's 52nd annual Passover. Hold on, I'm gonna say it one more time. This year's 52nd annual Passover under Commander YAHANNA under the I.S.U.P.K. Couldn't do it last year. Y'all already know the Lord had his foot on our oppressor's neck.
Here in New York City, there are roughly 1,000 cases a day. Those are numbers they haven't seen since May.
Can't do it in New York this year because the Lord still got his foot on our oppressor's neck.
New York, the center of the outbreak this spring, is now teetering on another deadly explosion of the virus.
But listen to me good. This year, 52nd annual Passover, April 24th, 2021. You understand? It's gonna be in H-Town, baby.
It's gonna be at the B&H Ranch, 14149 Players Street, Houston, Texas.
Y'all know what we do. Y'all know what we came to do. 2021 I.S.U.P.K 52nd annual Passover. All the generals gonna be there. All the heavy hitters gonna be there. The daughters of Zion gonna step out with their beautiful long dresses, you understand? Strong on deck. That One West style music on deck. 52nd annual Passover.
B&H Ranch, 14149 Players Street, Houston, Texas.
Get with it to get lost, man.
Got it out the mud, straight up out the base. The world done made me crazy. The world done turned crazy. You dealing with the men of war. We at war. I'm siding with the Lord of course. On one accord. We ain't never stopping now. You running now. All my niggas go to ground. We go.
Until imagine you see all that extra petrol money you saved on diesel. All that petrol money you saved on diesel, now they're charging you with the £800 thing. Yeah. So they made you think, yo, let's get a diesel. And then now.
Now, you know, it's a hustle. They look at the race and do blocks. Or what to do. They look at the money and go, we blast money here. It's a hustle. Like,
especially like how the COVID thing.
Because when the COVID like that happened, in the pet station, everything was cheap. Like 190, it's like 120, it's like 100. I mean, you could have half like £30.
They say I'm in the car.
Now
they say a nigga lost, but I didn't love it all. Family and all. They didn't get involved. Niggas wanna ball. Some wanna stall. Back against the wall. We gon' show them all. I don't wanna be here. Land of the slaves. We are not afraid. We are not the same. I done seen death, nigga, listen in his eyes. My higher man told me don't survive. Them haters gon' try, but them devils gon' cry. I don't wanna side, nigga, I just wanna ride. I don't wanna hide what I really feel inside. Devils gonna pay for what they did to mine. Look me in my eyes. I want 7 wives. I want 7 kids. I want them to know that it was no joke. It was no joke. That's just how it goes. I do it with no patience. I mean no hesitation. Come on, no relation. Look at what they saying. I can't let it be. I can't turn the cheese for what they did to you and what they did to me. They say I'm in the coke. I guess I'm in too deep. I guess it's really deep, and then it really needs to be. Wherever it's one West, wherever we the best. You don't want to test. It's only one West. Call leader. Yeah. We see the truth, but we a call leader. Piers Morgan will come. Yeah, it's funny. Look, he's right. Look, he's right. Listen, Piers Morgan, I don't believe it.
We don't know niggas.
Yeah.
Look, I had to change my ways. I don't know. Got the name. I'm ever in the world, I gotta ask myself.
Nowadays, the rather you like.
Say you don't worship Christ.
No, that man. Yeah. We speak the truth, but we a cult leader. Yeah. Well, listen, I'm a cult leader. Yeah. Well, listen, I'm a cult leader.
I was so depressed at it. I know.
Piers Morgan, he kept his integrity, didn't apologize.
I know it's true.
It's true. Whereas M24 and them apologize.
He don't care. Like, listen, like, I stand by it about saying, I think going to BBC radio next to
you know, he got offered so much jobs after that.
More money.
For more money?
More money, so he's a rock leader. I know this daytime TV, the rock leader. And they more money.
To be fair, you needed his opinion.
They're probably lie and say, no, we should be
To be fair, he made the show. He made the show. Yeah. Oh, they said that the views went down.
They say I'm in the cult. They say I'm
The views went down 200,000.
lost it all. Family and all. They didn't get involved. They just want to ball. Son want to stall. Back against the wall.
All right, shalom. Let me know if you hear me good. Give me 1 or a con. I mean, on the ends again, man. The 37th episode, man. Let's give it a round of applause. We got Captain Parash today. I got what? Officer Dungabar here. Me, myself, Officer Crawford here, man. We're going to have another powerful, another on the ends, man. Just day on the ends, man. So, Salakia, first things first, man. Daytime TV will never be the same again, man.
That's right.
Salakia, daytime TV will never be the same again. They got rid of my man, Piers Morgan, man. How can you get rid of Piers Morgan, man? And you know what's wrong with society? It's like nowadays you can't speak your mind, man. Piers Morgan, listen, Piers Morgan's the devil, man. Salakia, that's what he is. But the man had an opinion, and his opinion was he don't believe Meghan Markle was suicidal. He can't have that opinion. And that's what's wrong with society today, man. Nowadays, they'll rather you lie. They'll rather Piers Morgan lie and apologize. Everybody that says something homophobic or everybody that says something racist, what do they do? Apologize, man. Wiley said something about Jews, and then what did they say? Just apologize. Listen, why would a man say something one day, then the next day apologize? That's fake, man. But the world would rather you be fake, man. The world would rather you be fake. The world would rather Piers Morgan believe that Meghan Markle wasn't telling the truth. So the world would rather they would rather Piers Morgan believe Meghan Markle is not telling the truth. But Lion says, well, I think she is, man. And this man spoke his mind. Listen, this man got integrity, man. This man said, listen, I'm not apologizing. Left, man. Walked out that bitch, man. So luck, yeah. And I heard the ratings went down, man. But listen, Piers Morgan was my guy, man. He used to blaze on them sexual deviants too, man. So blaze on them transgenders and them gender neutrals, man. And this man had more integrity than a lot of people, man. Look how much people spoke about transgenders. Their money got put on the line, and then they switched it up, man. They said, oh, actually, I apologize, man. How is it, black man? You let some white man have more integrity than you, man. You let some man that got turned down by Meghan Markle, man, got played by Meghan, man. You heard about Meghan must have took her on a date and she didn't call him back. A man paid for a taxi to go to a next man's yard. But listen, think about that when you're having a bad day, man. Imagine that, man. Imagine. I remember when I was younger, man. I shouldn't even bust this story too much, but should my brother?
I wouldn't.
Should my brother?
I've heard the story. I would.
Oh, I'll fucking with you anyway, man. One time I bought a girl credit, man. Remember back in the day before there was contract phones, man. I bought a girl credit, man. And listen, I didn't get a text out of that credit, man. So listen, I can just imagine how Piers Morgan feels, man. I see why he's bullying her, man. The man spent big money, bought her drinks and everything, and she got married to some prince, man. He's vexed. I see that, man. I get you, man. But listen, man. Piers Morgan, listen, I don't agree with him, but this man spoke his mind, man. I get that, man. You know what I mean? So we're gonna get into that real quick, man.
We need to all take a step back. And I understand that you don't like Meghan Markle. You've made it so clear a number of times on this program, a number of times. And I understand that you've got a personal relationship with Meghan Markle, or had one, and she cut you off. She's entitled to cut you off if she wants to. Has she said anything about you since she cut you off? I don't think she has, but yet you continue to trash her.
Okay. I'm done with this.
No.
Sorry. No. Sorry.
Do you know what? That's pathetic.
You can trash me, maybe not my
No.
See you later.
I'm being...
Sorry. Can't
this
do
is
this.
absolutely diabolical behaviour. I'm sorry, but Piers spouts off on a regular basis, and we all have to sit there and listen. 6:30 to 7 o'clock yesterday was incredibly hard to watch.
All right, if I can just add on to that. Now, you know what I mean? I just want to say one thing. I don't agree with any of them. But what that man said, he's right, man. You know what I mean? He's been on this show bashing people, man. You know what I mean? He speaks his mind and does not hesitate. And the one day, one man just talks about him, he can't take it. He's walking off the stage, man. But meanwhile, every show, he's talking his mind. That is ridiculous. You're telling me this. You're telling me that. So what this shows is he can have opinions about everyone else, but no one cannot have an opinion about him, man. You mean he can talk his mind and unleash and say what he wants to say, but as soon as someone does that to him, he walks away, man. Which shows you a lot about him mentally, man. You know what I mean? It's one of them people, he thinks only his way is right. And when someone shows him another way, he can't take it, man. You know what I mean? He went on a date with that. Listen, man, people go on dates and it ends there, man. Get over it, man. But you know what I mean? But from me watching the show, every time Meghan Markle this, Meghan Markle that, and let me tell you something, he has his right to have his opinion. No one can't take that away. But also, when someone's talking about you, you better understand that they have the right to say what they want about you too, man. That's it.
Okay, if I could. Yeah. And listen, the way Piers walked off, man, I'm sure I had Piers mutton nigger under his breath, man. I'm sure Piers said nigger under his breath, man. Piers is a nigger as he walked off the stage, man. Like, to be fair, Piers is always ranting and he's always complaining. So what this brother said is, yo, you're absolutely diabolical, whatever the hell that means. He said you're diabolical, and then Piers couldn't take it, man. It was only, 30 seconds in. And it's true, like with Piers, he's so bitter. Like he wants Meghan so much. And listen, man, she took him. All you do is you just ask her, say, look, man, send me that taxi money back or whatever.
That's like another bar, but come on, man. You trying to tell me Piers wasn't getting rinsed?
Why?
Piers was semi-getting rinsed, but come on, man. So like, carry on.
Why? Meghan should just give Piers back the money that spent on the taxi, and then maybe Piers might leave her alone. But that's right. Piers is always coming with these opinions and shouting at everyone. And then when you try to speak back, you don't get a word in. So the one time somebody did speak, Piers threw a tantrum. And listen, man, in here we have tough skin, man. So yo, Piers could never stand before us, man. If we had a sit down with Piers, he would walk off the stage the same way, man. That's right. Like the brother's hitting him with facts, and Piers couldn't take it. He's walked off and said he's not doing this. So after that, they said from Ofcom, there was 40,000 complaints. 40,000 complaints. So the people said to Piers Morgan, apologize. He said he's not going to apologize, man. That's right. And then guess what happened? Tons of shows hit him up, and tons of celebrities was backing him. People like Sharon Osbourne, Gary Lineker. The thing is, while it is they stick together, man. These white people stick together. Like Sharon Osbourne, come on, you can look at her and tell she's racist, man. Her and her husband, the Osbournes, you can tell they're racist. Gary Lineker, you can tell he's racist. Even though Meghan ain't a sister, but they agree with Piers like every other white person does. Like Piers is saying, you can't talk about our queen like that. You can't talk about the royals like that. The thing is, Piers is defending them more than the Royals are defending themselves, man.
That's right.
Like they ain't came out and said nothing. They only came out and said something the day after when William said the royal family is not racist. But come on, is William going to come out and say we are racist? He ain't going to say that, man. Well, go ahead.
So like, I was thinking just that, man. Piers Morgan was vexed about the royal family more than Harry himself, man. Harry ain't even concerned about his grandma. It's his grandma, and he wasn't even bothered. And Piers was like, "Oh, if Harry ain't saying nothing, then why are you, man? Piers, you lost your own job, man."
Right.
But again, man, this man got integrity, man. This man stood his ground, so he's not gonna apologize. Listen, he apologized to no black people, man. You think Piers gonna apologize to black people? It's like, listen, you're not beneath him, man. And guess what? He kept his integrity. Guess what? He got? He got a better job, man.
Right.
Better money. Got everyone chased him down, man. And that's how we gotta be. We gotta say, you know what? Allow your money, man. Allow your riches. And guess what? When we talk like that, the Lord will give us riches, man.
Chime in on that. And what's heavy is in the interview he did, he wasn't sad or anything to like, you know what I mean? Like, so what are you gonna do? Is like, listen, I've got offers, man. And when they asked him, so do you feel bad in any type of way? He's like, no. He said, I've got freedom of speech and I'm exercising it, man. Regardless of all the complaints ITV had, he's like, listen, it is my freedom of speech. And let me tell you something. If he can do it as one man, us as blacks and Hispanics, we better start exercising our right too, man.
That's right. We
got freedom of speech. And there's many things we don't like. And we better start speaking about them too.
That's right. That's right, man. And this is in loving memory of Piers Morgan, man. Listen, this was daytime TV for me, man. Get me a day of slavery won't be the same again, man. This is what I used to watch, man. Every damn day, man. It's a shame, man. They got rid of my guy, man. It's a luck, yeah. How you get rid of Piers, man?
Oh, he is. Good morning, bro.
I'm angry to the point of bawling over today. I'm sickened by what I've just had to watch.
Okay, a number of people might be upset.
Sorry, you can
and
come to
moved
you
by
can
what they
defend
heard.
it in a minute. I'm just going to say what I'm going to say.
Okay.
This is a 2-hour trash-a-thon of our royal family, of the monarchy, of everything the Queen has worked so hard for, and it's all being done as Prince Philip lies in hospital. They trash everybody. They basically make out the entire royal family a bunch of white supremacists by dropping this race bombshell without...
What's that phrase?
They didn't name which one it was. They just throw it out there so it could be any member of the royal family. And Harry says, I'll never say who it was. Well, you better say it fast.
What's the part of the interview that you're referring to?
The bit where they accuse an unnamed member of the royal family. Right, this is the race bombshell that Meghan drops that Harry then talks about. Let's watch.
And also concerns and conversations about how dark his skin might be when he's born.
What?
Boy. And this man just, he's saying his opinion. I believe that, the royals are racist. He believes they're not, man. But the thing is, with the UPK, we ain't emotional, man. A man can have his opinion, and guess what? We'll still laugh and say, okay, you're a devil. You know what I mean? With the Israelites, but, you're cool. You say you speak your mind, man. But the earth in 2021, man, it's so wet and so touchy. We want you to apologize. And you saw Oprah say, what? Like, Oprah don't know about racism, man. And that's the problem. Listen, when I saw this video with Meghan Markle, I still didn't watch the whole thing. But listen, I was not surprised, man. I didn't miss a wink of sleep. I wasn't shocked. Because I know that these are devils, man. Devils hate black people. That's what they do, man. The money she's sitting on is black people's money, man.
That's right.
The Queen's never came to Brixton, man. She never came to Peckham and Birmingham, man. She don't like black people. So why is Oprah shocked that the Queen don't like black people, man? Has it ever been a black face in the royals yet? Has the Queen ever sat down with black people? Never, man. So I don't see why everyone's so surprised, man. And all over Instagram, all over social media, everyone's all heartbroken and upset. Oh, God, listen, Instagram and Facebook and all types of social media was flooded with this Meghan interview, man. But let me tell you something. I wasn't surprised, man. It might have been a shock to a lot of brothers out there. It wasn't a shock to me, man. That's what I expect from the Queen, man. That's what I expect from the royals, man. This ain't new to us. Still up, yeah.
Yeah, and just to add on to that, why are we upset, man? I want you to really, look at this. We suffer racial abuse every day, and no one cares, man. A woman who's rich, she's with a man who's rich too. She suffers racial abuse, and it's the end of the world, man.
That's right.
I gotta post it on TikTok. I gotta post it on Instagram.
Yeah, that's right.
I gotta post it on Facebook. Meanwhile, That's a black man and woman's life every day.
That's right.
And no one cares, man. We are raising them higher than us, man. We are raising rich white people higher than us only because one person who they think is black went through one thing that we go through every day, and we raise them up, man. And we should not do that. We should look at it and go, listen, join the club, man.
Right.
Join the club. Even though you're not black, listen, man, now you know how it is to be like us, man.
That's right.
We shouldn't be having it everywhere for everyone to see. Really, we shouldn't even care, man. We go for that every day, and guess what? We don't get no interview from Oprah as well, man. We live that and get no interview. So what's the big deal?
And so lucky if I could. Also, like, Harry's about what, 34? So it took Harry 34 years to find out his family's racist. Listen, man, Harry knew there was racist. The thing is this is the thing, man. Like, what happened with Harry is his family's kicked him out because he's got a mixed race woman, and then now he's coming to us. Now he's coming to us because he wants some sympathy and he wants us to care. People always do that, man. Meanwhile, Harry was, living good for 30-something years. We ain't seen him at one Black Lives Matter march.
That's right.
Or nothing, man. And now that Harry's woman is half black, still a devil. Now he's experiencing a little bit of racism. Now he wants to come to us. And what do? Welcome him. Listen, man, Harry came over with no money, man. Harry needs to, if Harry wants anything, he should give us his money, man. Meghan Markle's living in a castle, talking about armed suicide. Listen, man, she's eating out of gold, drinking out of gold cups, gold plates, living good, rich, and famous. Meanwhile, we poor, man, and she's suicidal over what they said how dark her baby's gonna be. Yeah. Listen, man, you got 3 dark skin men out here, man. Listen, man, we ain't suicidal, man. There's nothing wrong with being dark skinned. Now, Harry's saying racism. He goes, he left. This is what he said. He left the castle because of racism. That's a lie, man. Who remembers that time when Harry went to a Halloween party, man, and there was a man dressed up in blackface with him? Yeah, you remember that picture? Yeah. There was a man dressed up in blackface with him, man. If that's the case, Harry, you should have left Buckingham Palace from then, man.
That's right.
Who remembers that time when Harry called someone a Paki when there was in the army? Who remembers the time when he said to the guy, "You look like a ragged"? Listen, man, Harry's racist as well. But now Harry's playing the victim. Oh, the royals are racist. I mean, look at Philip, man. We know they're racist. Look at Queen Elizabeth. We know they're racist. It's nothing new to us. They're on the throne because of racism, man. That's why they're running this whole earth, because of racism. Like, what you got to realize is the Queen was born in what, the 20s, the 30s. She was born in the 20s, the 30s, when just after World War I and so forth, when black people first started to be in the UK. They've been racist from then. Now, when black people first started to be here in the UK, Churchill and all of them, and the Parliament at the time decided, you know what? We need to put a cap on how much black people can come to the UK, how much black people can come to the UK, because these black people consider themselves, all right then, we're colonies of Britain, so we got citizenship. So then, this is early 1919, but not between 1919 and 1928 or whatever. So now, they had meetings out then. How can we send these black people back? So they decided, you know what? We're gonna pay some of them to go back. So what they would do is tell you, all right then, the war's over, this is the money, take this £200 and go back. So some of them would take the money and go back. Some of them would say, no, I'm not going back, I've got a family here. So then they had to find another way to get them to go back. So then they decided, you know what? Let's ask them that let's tell these Caribbean people they need to show us their documents. Meanwhile, at this time, Esau wasn't giving them no documents, so they couldn't prove that they had documents. And then that's the beginning of that's how deporting people started, man. That's the history of deporting people. It started right there. They couldn't find the documents. Guess what happened with the Windrush? They couldn't find the documents, man.
That's right.
The same thing. They was doing this from the early 1900s, man. And you're going to tell me these people ain't racist? Tell Meghan, man. At least she's not getting deported, man.
Right.
She's going to bed in a castle every single night, in a castle with a butler, with a security. What about our people who ain't got no security, man? Right. What about black people who ain't got no security? What about black people who's worked their whole life in Britain and after 50, 60 years get told you're not a British citizen, we're going to drop you off somewhere you've never been before? What about those people, man?
That's right.
Those people have the right to talk about feeling suicidal, man. excuse my French, not some bitch living in a castle, man.
That's right.
Not some whore living in a castle, man.
That's right.
Living in a castle with butlers, eating the best food, the best meat. Listen, man, she's got the best of everything. She's rich, she's famous. Tyler Perry even cares about her, man. That's right. Meanwhile, nobody cares about black people, man. And we must care about Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle. What about what about that? What was that sister's name? She's doing Rich Generation and she died recently. What was her name? Paula something.
Paula Wilson.
What about Paula Wilson, man? Who worked harder than Meghan Markle, man?
That's right.
Who done more for this country than Meghan Markle, man? All Meghan Markle's done is have sex with Harry, man. And like they said, take the royal. I'm saying that again. And probably peers and take the royal family, man. Like what they said, they don't want her to come in because she's going to take the royal family. And guess what? The Queen's got every right to think that, man. And listen, the same way the Queen don't want Meghan to take her family, we ain't letting no white women coming here to take our family, man. What's the problem, man? Ain't no white woman coming in here talking about I wanna be with one of you Israelites and get a crown. No, that ain't gonna happen, man. Listen, that ain't gonna happen, man. But go ahead.
Salakia. And Tyler Perry went and made Meghan sleep in his yard, man. Said, Meghan, come sleep in my yard. That's how. Imagine this here, a man all the way in England, man. You let sleep in your yard. Meanwhile, there's people in the ghettos of America, and you don't let them sleep in your house, man. Who remembers Tyrese balling? Remember Tyrese crying, talking about, child support's killing me, man. Child support's killing me. Remember that? Where was Tyler Perry then, man? Tyler Perry didn't break off no money for what's his name, Tyrese, man. Heard in America they throw you in jail for owing child support, man. So Salakia. That's more important than some woman feeling, upset in a castle. That's more important than some white man and his wife not being happy in a castle. And guess what? He didn't give a damn about Tyrese, man. Tyrese, to this day, Tyrese is a meme, man. Tyrese is a meme on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and TikTok to this day. And he didn't break him off no change, man. Meanwhile, Prince Harry, you want to put in your house, man. Let me tell you something. What Prince Harry needs to go do, go find a job, man.
That's right.
That's what they tell us. When you're a black woman and you're applying for benefits, what do they say? Well, where's the father? Why should we take care of your kid? You're an adult. You and this man lay down together. Go ask him for money. Don't they tell us that?
Absolutely.
When your woman goes to what's it called, man, to get some benefits or to get what's it called, man? She goes to the job center, get the money. The first thing they say, well, where's the father? Where's the father? Well, you gotta go find him. Go find him first. We ain't just giving out money to anybody, man. You know what I mean? You're irresponsible. Go find who the father is first. Ask him for money, man. Don't come to us. But guess what? Harry, don't come to us, man. That's right. Don't go to Tyler Perry, man. You go find a job, man. You're a man. You're supposed to be a man. You go out there and find a job, man. Because that's what they say to us. They say, oh, you're supposed to be a man. You don't make children and you can't mind them. Don't make children and you can't support them. Well, Harry, don't make children if you can't support them, man.
Right.
Harry, if you got no money, you should have stayed with the royal family, man. Should have stayed with the royal family and made some money so you, Meghan, and Archie can live good, man. Don't come to black people now. It's time for money, man. You didn't come to black people. I didn't see you in no Black Lives Matter events, man. I didn't see you there. I didn't see your picket signs. I didn't see you chanting Black Lives Matter. But all of a sudden now you want black people's help, man. All of a sudden you want black people's money, man. Your family was rich off black people. And now, even though you left that family, you're still making money off black people, man. It's like Dangobar.
And also, the Queen said, well, they didn't say the Queen said it, but they said, what was they saying now? They didn't want someone mixed race on the throne or whatnot. That's old history. That's old, man. So old that we've mixed like also back to the 1900s when obviously black men came over because of World War One. They was doing what? Having sex with all the white women, man. Making all these mixed race kids, and the white men said, we need to put a stop to this, man. And they said these kids, they said mixed race kids are get the worst trait. You know, I got this lucky. Let me get this. You don't mind if we get the book? Let me ask Officer Karafi. Let me ask Officer Karafi, can they get the book?
Go get the book, man. Come on, man. We need to give Officer Dangobar his own history section, man. Because we're bringing that history on the ends that you won't hear nowhere else, man. So lucky, what you reaching? When you see Officer Dangobar send for the bag, when you see him send for the bag, man, it's an issue, man. It's an issue, man. But likewise, man, Harry, you need to go support your family, man. Go support your family. Harry, you call yourself a man and you can't support your family. They're begging. That's what they say to us. They say, oh, you think the government got, whatever they call a deep pocket. Yeah. You made these kids, go support them. And likewise, Harry, go support them, man. I thought a real man would do whatever it takes to feed his family. I thought a real man would sweep the floors of McDonald's just to raise his family. Well, Harry, you go do that, man. Stop begging for black people's money, man. Stop begging for Tyler Perry's money. It's like the one.
And if for Canada, what hurts the most is he's got old English values as well, man. The old English way was a man to provide. So why ain't he doing it, man? You know what I mean? He's been learned in all those old fashion ways, and he's not doing it. And also, what's heavy as well is in these last days, race is a big thing. And isn't it weird that on the show, one of them said a racist thing, and you don't want to say who it is? Why? Because I mean, obviously, of course, there's no evidence, but 9 times out of 10, no one said nothing, man.
That's right.
He knows how, being black is, you know what I mean? It's something that is big now. You know what I mean? You got black people dying left, right, you know what I mean? All over the earth. And isn't it ironic that you're bringing race into the interview too? Why? Because he wants the black vote, man. He wants the black hand in what he wants to do, and we should not help him, man. Why? Because the royal family never helped us, man.
That's right.
His grandparents never helped us, and that's why we shouldn't help him, man.
Yeah, like they don't get no sympathy from me, man. So lucky I'm sticking with this. Harry needs to go find work, man. Listen, you know what I mean? I'm not supporting no devil, man. Go do your own. Listen, them devils didn't support us, man. So likewise, we ain't supporting them, man. So before Dangabar gets his reaches for the ammunition, man, I'll play a quick video real quick, man. In the meantime, real quick. So this is what we got to protect us in England, man. Well, you're in England thinking, oh yeah, the police are so strong and they're here to help me and blah blah blah. This is what we got to protect us in England, man. So luck, yeah. I thought the video was funny. Any man seen this?
Not yet.
No.
And look at that, man. This policewoman got twisted up, man, for a joke, man. You see her run. For a second, she actually looked like a woman. But she got a girly. Twist her up. And that was a woman's run right there, man. So like, I'm supposed to feel safe in England and meant to be proud to be British, man. These are the people that are meant to save us. That's why, guess what? I feel safe in the I.S.U.P.K, man.
That's right.
I don't sleep good at night because of the police force. I don't sleep good at night because of the army. I sleep good at night because the Lord's with me, man. Because listen, if you put your trust in these people, Salakia, man. If there's an intruder at your door, this woman can't stop them, man. She couldn't even stop some drunk man. The drunk man wasn't even that aggressive. He just kind of twisted her arm and got out, man. Salakia, you got the dog bar? Yeah, all right, no sweat.
So this is a book called Great Wars to Race Riots. It says Black Experience in Post-World War I Liverpool. So we're going to read a part of the book of how nothing's changed, man. What you're seeing is, now Meghan ain't black, but her mom is. So this is why we're going to read this out of the book, man. So you can see that from the 1900s, nothing ain't changed, man. So we're going to read that for you now.
This is page 119. As the infamous Fletcher report of the 1930 graphically illustrates, black presence in Liverpool continue to be viewed as a problem.
So now black presence in Liverpool continue to be viewed as a problem. Why? Because that's where tons of black people came to Liverpool. So this is after World War I, they're there, and they hated the black presence. Why? Because imagine you're a black man that they had their woman in their native land, and then they've come to England. So what do? Soldiers have sex with all the women in their countries that they're in.
That's right.
So this is why when the soldiers was in Iraq, they was having sex with all the white man was having sex with all the Afghan women, whereas these soldiers was in England. So what are they doing? Having sex with English women, man. And even the white man himself said, white women are whores, man. That's what the white man said. It was his words. He goes, we need to find a way to keep these black men from our women because they're whores. So then they put a law in place that if a woman sees a black soldier, she's to cross the road and she's to not say a word to him. She's to cross the road and act like she don't see him. So they tried to make that a law because obviously they know that these women were whores that would have sex with the black men at any chance to get. But go ahead.
Long after the race riots of 1919.
This is after the race riots in 1919. Go ahead.
The report of an investigation into the colour problem in Liverpool.
So they said there was a colour problem in Liverpool. If you know anything about Liverpool is about 4 hours away from Buckingham Palace?
Yeah.
So Liverpool's about 4 hours away from where the Queen lives. Go ahead.
And other ports was commissioned by a Liverpool Association for the welfare of half-caste children.
Go ahead.
Which was closely associated with the University of Liverpool.
So now this was associated with the University of Liverpool. So these are the higher ups passing these things on. Go ahead.
and contained a glowing foreword by Professor Roxby, head of the geographical department.
So this man was the head of geography in the university. Go ahead.
Its sense of revulsion towards interracial relationships.
And they hated interracial relationships, man. They hated them, man. Go ahead.
In 1919, now extended to the children.
Now what?
Extended to the children.
So now, because they hated black people, they now hate the children that comes from them, man. Yeah. Whether you're like we know Meghan Markle's a heathen, but to the white man, she's got black in her, so they would see her as black. So now that hatred extended to the children. Go ahead.
Produced by those relationships.
Produced by what?
Those relationships.
So they hated the children produced by interracial relationships. Go ahead.
According to Fletcher, mixed heritage children inherit the worst traits.
Hold on, mixed race children do what?
Inherit the worst traits.
So this is what they used to say: mixed race children inherit the worst traits. Go ahead.
Of both parents.
Of what?
Both parents.
So now, all the bad traits that black people's got, all the bad traits that white people's got, they would say that mixed race child's only got the bad traits of both, which means they would look at mixed race people like everything you've got is bad. You got no good traits, just all bad traits. Go ahead.
Lazy.
Do what?
Lazy.
So they said these children are going to be lazy. Go ahead.
Morally and mentally deficient.
Morally and what? Mentally deficient, man. They said these mixed race children is morally and mentally deficient. Go ahead.
Their coloring and features are handicapped.
They're what?
Their coloring and features are handicapped.
They're what?
Coloring and features are handicapped.
How dark's the baby going to be? Read it again.
Their coloring and features are handicapped.
Listen, man, they said mixed race people, their coloring and their features are handicapped. Meaning they were saying it's not normal to look like that. So they considered mixed race people as handicapped, man. And that's why the Queen and them is asking, what color do you think the baby is going to be? Well, how dark? Go ahead.
And more prone to illness.
And what?
More prone to illness.
And they said the more prone to illness. They was making out like the animals, man, saying the more prone to illness and whatnot. Go ahead.
And disease.
And disease. Go ahead.
Mixed heritage children, it included, could never be accepted by...
Hold on. Read that again.
Mixed heritage children.
And this is why Meghan Markle can never be accepted by the royal family, man, because they still follow follow how it was pushed down to them from the 1900s, man.
That's right.
The Queen still sticks to this. So Meghan Markle thinking she's going to be accepted, it's not going to happen, man. And this is why they said it passed down to the children produced from them, man. Meaning Meghan Markle and Archie. Read that part again.
It concluded that, it concluded could never be accepted by mainstream society.
Could never be what?
Accepted by mainstream society.
Buckingham Palace.
Mainstream society.
Listen, man. They said mixed race people can't be accepted by mainstream society. Meaning, this is why Archie's not a prince. What do they say? Archie is not a prince. This is why they said Archie's not a prince. This is why they said Archie's not a prince. Why?
Archie's pale as shit, man.
Exactly.
Still.
And they still view it as mixed race people can't be socially accepted because their features are handicapped. Go ahead.
As their employment prospects were minimal.
As what?
Their employment prospects were minimal.
Back then, they wouldn't even employ you, man. The prospects of you being employed was minimal because you had what? The worst traits of both parents, and you was considered lazy. Go ahead.
Slakia would be shunned by both black and white.
Would be what?
Shunned both by black and white.
And it said they would be shunned by both black and white, man. Meaning, based on them being mixed race, they would be shunned by both parents, black and white. And you see that battle going on today. When people see mixed race people, what do they say? Black people say, "Oh, you ain't even black," or white people say, "Look at you, you're a nigger." So mixed race people get it from both sides, and that's what they're saying in this book. But obviously, in the I.S.U.P.K, we don't do that because we understand something that the world don't understand.
That's right.
We understand that you come from the seed of your father.
That's right.
No matter your complexion, whereas everybody else in the world, they don't. So this is why they see a person of mixed heritage and they'll say you're a breed. You're mixed up with this and that. Why? Because it comes from what they passed down in the 1900s. Read that part again.
Would be shunned by both black and white.
So they said a mixed race person would be shunned by both black and white, and you still see that going on today, man. Mixed race people are shunned by both black and white, man. Go ahead. Is there anyone like that?
Yeah, Fletcher and Roxby called for the reduction and strict regulation of black seafarers.
They called for the strict what?
Strict regulation.
They called for a strict regulation, meaning We need to monitor these niggas, man, because they're coming in, having sex with all these white women and making all these mixed race babies that look handicapped. Go ahead.
Of blacks.
And this is how you know that it's a lie when people tell you that most of our ancestors were raped, so we probably white men. That's how you know it's a lie, because these black men was slamming down the place, man. These black men was slamming down the place, man, breeding up all these women in Liverpool that the white man said they need to do what?
Strict regulation.
They said we need a strict regulation because these men are drinking 2 Magnums and taking all these white women, man. That's what they were saying. Taking all these Scouser white women, man.
These yard man come with the wine, you know. They come for the Caribbean with the wine, man. You know, I ain't talking about the drink either, man. So luck, yeah.
Breeding all the women, so they said they're gonna put a regulation in place. Go ahead.
Of black seafarers on British ships to eradicate the colour problem.
To what?
Eradicate the colour problem.
And then after that, slowly they started sending black men home to eradicate the colour problem, man, because they was tired of all these mixed race kids popping up. So now they said mixed race children handicapped and the worst traits of everyone. And will never be accepted into society. If Meghan Markle just read a history book, she would understand that White Archie's not going to be a prince, man. White Archie can't be accepted into the royal family. Because listen, man, we study history in here, man. Study history in here. And listen, if Meghan Markle wanted to know, man, she could have paid us a fee and we would have gave her a history lesson, man.
That's
she would have known. That's it.
So luck you, man. Get it out, man. There's a bit more, man, but you got to finish off this, man. So luck you.
Go ahead.
So lucky to eradicate the colour problem in Britain. And the menace of mixed unions.
And the what?
Menace of mixed unions.
And they hated mixed unions, man. Listen, man, the white man hated mixed unions. And also, what you'll realize is these 1919 riots, when they spoke to some white men, the white men said, we started these riots because they was having sex with our women, man. That's what they said. They said, we started these race riots because they was having sex with our women. And a ton of them said that. But other people tell us about other things about... It mainly started because some Edomites must have asked the brother for a cigarette. He refused to give them a cigarette. They slashed his face. So then they went to the bar with 8 Scandinavians that was fighting. They went to the bar with about 8 other black men. Must have beat up some white men. And then after that, the white men did what? Came and burnt down all the black people's houses, killed a few of them, set their houses on fire, looted their houses. So much that what the police had to do is... the police arrested and put 700 black people in prison for their safety. I thought you meant to arrest the criminal, man. The white man is the reason why black people are on the run. You should put him in prison, man.
That's right.
Instead, they put black people in prison, claimed it was for our safety, man. But that's it on that. That's another topic.
Yeah, I read that book, man, and they killed a brother called Charles Wotton. You know what I mean? And yeah, man, it's a deep book still. So lucky, man. But again, back to these police, man. I gotta get on these police again, man. So we already saw one policewoman get twisted up. You know what I mean? Now we're gonna see some more of these British police, man. So luck, yeah. In fact, it's luck. So last week we saw a policeman get kicked to his nuts. This week we saw a policewoman get twisted up, and now we're about to see a video of World Boss, man. A policeman left his car, man. Left his car unattended, man, and gave a brother opportunity to test the what's it called? Test the revs of the car, man. So luck, yeah.
Take a drive, though. Take a blood clot drive. Don't look. Bomb clot. Take a drive. I dare you to drive it. Turn on the siren. Drive. Take a drive. Take a drive, man. Take a blood clot drive. Bomb clot. Rev out the blood clot here. Rev it up. Rev out the bomb clot. Rev out the bomb clot. Rev out the car. 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 Rev out the car.
And listen, man, that's why I don't put my trust in the police, man. My protection comes from the Lord, man. That's right. Listen, my protection don't come from no white woman, man, that can't hold a nitty, man. She can't hold a crackhead down, man. Crackhead just brushed her off and ran off, man. My protection don't come from no policeman that leaves the car unlocked, man. Leaves the car unlocked, man. That's something my mom told me as a child, man. Make sure you lock the door. And a policeman or woman can't even get that, man. My protection comes from the Most High, man. So lucky, man.
That's right. And if I can add on to that, you know what I mean? A lot of the laws in the UK, it's a joke, man. I found out this week that it's illegal for you to have any a barbed wire on your fence, and you want to know what would happen if a thief it gets hurt by it. The thief that tried to rob your house can take you to court, man. Yeah. So you know how, as a man, are you meant to defend your house, man? You set up a barbed wire offense, and then now a thief, he gets hurt, and then the thief's taking you to court, man. Imagine how ridiculous that sounds in court. Yes, Your Honor. It's 11 o'clock. I was trying to break in his house, and then as I jumped over the fence, the barbed wire cut my hands up, and you know what I mean, I'm in pain, and you know what I mean, yeah. You know what I mean, I need to bring him to court because I'm in pain, and this is where England is at, man. And why are we going into this? Because you, black man, you need the Lord, man.
That's right.
These laws don't make sense, man. You want to protect your house, and even with doing that, it's an offense. So what can you do? Well, there is something you can do, and it's called serve the God of Israel, man.
That's right. That's right. And also, if you think the police can save you, man, then you need to look into this, man. A white woman the other day was in South London. Don't know what she's doing in South London, but anyway, she was in South London, and she got found today dead, man. And guess who the #1 suspect for this killing? A policeman. So, black man, listen, we already showed you that police are not even responsible to lock their doors, man. Policewomen can't even fight off a little crackhead, man. And guess what? A policeman's responsible for a woman's death also, man. Black man, listen, you need to trust in the Lord, man. Right. You can't listen, you put your trust in the police. Listen, the police are kidnapping women, man. Bodies found in the woodlands, man. You're putting your trust in the police, and the police can't stop a crackhead, man. So lock ya. How they gonna go and protect you from Tyrone and them? Listen, Tyrone and them are looking for you, man. And the policewoman can't even stop a crackhead. She's not gonna protect you from Tyrone and them, man. Listen, you owe Tyrone what 3 bags. Listen, man, he's coming for you, man. And that policewoman can't stop him, man. So lock ya. Your baby mom's coming to your workplace. She's coming for that money, man. She's coming for that CSA money. That's right. And you call the police. Listen, they can't save you, man, because they can't stop a crackhead, man. They can't. They're not even responsible enough to lock their doors, man. So this is the article about this woman that got kidnapped in South London. Don't know what she was doing there, man. Should have been in Essex somewhere, man. Right. But anyway, she got kidnapped, and policeman's the #1 suspect, man. So lock ya. Sarah Everard, body found in Woodland, confirmed as that of missing woman.
I mean, so now, okay. All right. So now what happened was, I believe it was a few days ago, it was reported that, you know, like her family, they said that she's gone. And then now today they found her remains in the woods, man. And with the person who they believe done it, it's a police officer, man. A man that is meant to protect her is the same man that he eradicated her, man. He's meant to look after her, but ended up taking her life, man. Right. We showed you that, you know, everyone loves 999. But let me tell you something. Even 999 can't help you, man. Right. You know, there's a book in a scripture breakdown class. I brought it out. It's called Behind a Uniform. The writer is a woman called Elizabeth. And now in that book, she writes about her time when she was a police officer. And she admitted that, listen, the police don't protect nobody, man. Matter of fact, on the book, with the headline, it says that the people that are meant to protect us, we actually need protecting from. Right. That is the sub headline on the book. And you know what I mean? She says it that the police are racist. They harass people. They were even harassed to lock up someone every week. And that's why police aggravate you. In that book, she admits it. She goes that a lot of times when police arrest, you know what I mean, like a black man of West Indian descent, they are aggravating him, and it's not an accident. They're doing it because they are meant to lock up someone every week, and they would do it even by aggravating you, man. And on a lot of the videos you see, that's what that police officer is doing. He's aggravating you. He's saying stop, you stop. Then he's in your face like, excuse me, you know what I mean? I need to back up. No, I'm not backing. And then, of course, as a man, you're not going to allow some other man to be in your face. It's human nature. And they do those things, and it's not by accident. They do it because they are commanded to lock someone up every week, and they target black people. And it's in that book, man. You can look it up on Amazon. It's called Behind a Uniform by something Elizabeth, and she writes that, you know what I mean, a lot of what we see in the UK is not a coincidence. It's set up that way so that they can get paid, and they are commanded by the police force to lock someone up every week, man.
A body was found by police in the woodland on Wednesday, has been confirmed as Sarah Everard. The 33-year-old marketing executive disappeared as she walked home in South London last week. A serving Met police officer remains in custody, having been held on suspicion of Miss Everard's kidnap and murder.
And imagine that, man. A Met officer, man. Metropolitan police officer, man. Kidnapping women and taking their life, man. And that's why in that book, you know what I mean? Of course, I don't believe everything in it, but it's true, man. We call 999 thinking they are protecting us. And the truth is we need protecting from them, man.
That's right. Damn, yeah, listen, black man. Listen, as I keep saying, you think the police are holy and they can't do wrong, man. Listen, there's a policeman in custody right now, man. Right. Imagine just yesterday, the same policeman was harassing you, man. Saying, what you doing around here? You know what I mean? Show me your ID. Do you know we're in lockdown? And this same policeman now is in custody, man, for murdering people, man. That's why, black man, we gotta be on top. Imagine, black man, you're the holy one, you're the righteous one, man. And we go to court where a man that eats pork talks about, yeah, you gotta pay child support, man. A man that eats pork say, yeah, we're gonna pay you deserve to pay a fine. He there judges us when we're greater than him, man.
That's right.
So, man who lies down in bed with another man, he just came off the chest of another man, put on his clothes and come to work and talk about, yeah, you're a disgusting human being. 30 years in jail, man. Likewise, this policeman, the murderer, man. The murderer, kidnapped woman and murdered him, man. But hey, he got a blue uniform, man. So, you know, he's the guy, man. So now, one of the barristers are having a meeting in regards to this woman's disappearance, man. And this is what she said, man. Salakia, after Dangobar showed this to me the other day, man. I damn near, I was semi-vexed, man. I was like, why should I pay for this man's mistake, man? Salakia. So this is what they said in the House of Parliament.
The woman, Sarah Everard, was abducted and we suppose killed because remains have been found in a woodland in Kent. I would argue that at the next opportunity for any bill that's appropriate, I might actually put in an amendment to create a curfew for men on the streets after 6 p.m, which I feel would make women a lot safer. And discrimination of all kinds.
Hold on. You hear what you said? At 6 p.m. Listen, 6 p.m. curfew for me who don't rape women. Right. Listen, the police have a 6 p.m. curfew, man. So lucky, man.
That's right.
So lucky, man. I go gym about 7. Excuse me. I need to go gym. I go gym about 7, man. When gyms are back open, what was it? The open what? 24/7. I go to gym about 7, man. So lucky. I need to be in them streets, man. As soon as the club's open, listen, I'm looking to shake a leg, man. I can't be on no curfew, man. I must be at home to make women feel safe. So lucky, man. Then the policemen better start controlling themselves, man. They got to stop kidnapping these women and raping them. I don't see why I got to suffer for that, man. Well, listen, I ain't been in the house since 6 p.m. since I was 10, man. Since I was a picnic, man. So lucky. The last woman that told me to come in the house 6 p.m. was my mom, man. And them days are over. Them days are done, man. If I want to hit the streets, I put the key in the door. I'm out, man. Amount of times on a Saturday, I'm chilling and I feel for a little Magnum. Put that key in the door, bust that door, I'm out, man. So lucky, man. I can't be going to no 6 p.m. curfew, man. Let that happen, and so lucky, I'm leaving the country, man. So you want to chime in real quick?
Yeah, man. And yeah, yo, just to add on to that, it's sad, man. It took a white girl that ended up dead for now, you know what I mean, the men that have to be in home by 6 o'clock, man. So what about the black girls walking through Handsworth, man? Walking through Aston, Manchester, Liverpool. So it was never invented then, but it takes one of yours that have to die. Then now all of a sudden, men gotta be in the house at 6, man.
It's like, so for me, Joy Morgan died by the hand of some Hamite, man. Joy Morgan's dead by the hand of some African, man. And no curfew was initiated.
That's right.
But when a white woman dies now, what we gotta do something about this, man? She said, I want men in the house by 6. So women can feel safe. So lucky. This is you women are gonna have to be scared as shit because I ain't going to the house at 6. So lucky.
And you know what's bad about that? She's saying that because her man's old, man. He's in the house from about 3 o'clock, man. So, you know, she's only saying that because she knows where her husband is. But listen, every man ain't like her husband, man. He's old on that rocking chair. You know what I mean? He might probably be in the house all day. But listen, we don't live like that, man.
And if I could, she said, give men a 6 p.m. curfew. Like there's not women killers out here as well, man.
That's right.
There's women that kill men as well. Watch them see. What is it? What's that wife one called? Wives with Knives.
Yeah,
Has she not seen Wives with Knives? And she's saying, oh, men should have a curfew, which lets you know she's a feminist and she's sexist, man. How does she blame all men for what one man's done?
That's right.
Listen, I thought we shouldn't stereotype. Listen, man, I'm for what one devil's done. I'm blaming all of them. Then, if that's the case,
that's right.
And the same way she blamed all men, we can blame all devils, man. And also, next thing, what's the next thing that I was going to say? She said at 6 p.m. Does she know that some people can kill before 6 p.m.? Like, is she aware? Is she aware that there's some people that can kill in daylight, 5 p.m., 4 p.m.? She said a 6 p.m. curfew to make women feel safe. Listen, man, lock every white man up, man. That's all you do, and the streets will be safe. Because you see these crimes, you check out the statistics. It's white men doing them, man. Kidnapping you, burying you in the woods, all of those kind of things. That's what white men do, man. She needs to correct that statement and say, lock all white men up, so black people can feel safe, man. I don't feel safe when I see a white man outside, man.
That's right.
I don't know if this police officer's gonna harass me or whatever. Like that policeman there, you can tell that he was a corrupt cop, man. You can tell. Imagine is a police officer by day, and then after 6 p.m. he's a murderer, man. And also they said a few days ago here, someone complained about indecent exposure, that he exposed himself, man. That's the nature of this devil, man. He exposed himself to some woman. This was 4 days ago. Well, 4 days before the Sarah died or whatever. So now they want to do a vigil for her. Now they want everyone to come out and march for her, man. Listen, man. We listened to Boris Johnson, and Boris Johnson said it's lockdown, man. Boris Johnson said we can't march because it's lockdown, man. You white people need to listen to Boris Johnson and understand that we're in the midst of a pandemic, man. And you going to march for some white woman is spreading the virus, man. You're not allowed to march. I mean, you love the Queen, right? And the royals, and you don't want people to speak bad about our royal family. These things come down from the royal family that we in a pandemic and we shouldn't gather. So no one go and march for this woman. What's her name? Sarah what? What's her name? Sarah what? Exactly. See, that's how unimportant she is. We forgot already. Sarah what?
Everard.
Sarah Everard. Listen, that's white people's problem, man. We got bigger problems than that. Now that, and the thing is this, they done a national search for her, man. They found their ASAP, whereas Joy Morgan, they found their way after she was decomposed, man. And guess what? With Joy Morgan, she didn't get all this coverage that this woman's getting. This Sarah Everard is getting all this coverage when she don't contribute much to society, man. What does she do for a living? Because that's what they say. When we die, they like to find out what she done for a living. When we die, they like to mention he was just this, he was a criminal. So I need to find out what Sarah done for a living. I need to see if she's worth shedding a tear for. Let's find what she done for a living. I want to see if she's worth us shedding a tear for. Come on, Sarah. What did you do, Sarah? Oh, Slucky, she can't tell us. But so my
they actually don't say, you know.
They don't say. Oh, she probably done nothing. She probably done nothing. Benefits like Meghan Markle, like the Queen, probably done nothing, man. But people, that old woman talking about a 6 p.m. curfew. Listen, man, she needs to give it a rest, man. I don't know who let her out the rocking chair, man. She needs to go back in that rocking chair. She needs to knit. What the old people do? Do the knit. She needs to knit a scarf. And, it's scarves to knit and socks.
Scarves and socks and shit.
She needs to knit scarves and hats and get off the internet with her silly requests. Men should be given a 6 p.m. curfew. Listen, man, people murder any time of the day. If a man's a murderer, that's not going to stop him from being a murderer, man. He will just say, you know what? I murder at 5 p.m. I murder at 4 p.m. In I.S.U.P.K, we got the answers to stop people from murdering, man. Outside of here, they ain't got the answers. So don't be surprised if more people go missing, more people get kidnapped, more people get buried in the woods, man. That's what happens when you leave the earth to be run by the Christian church. Once the earth's left to Christianity, all these murders is going to pop up, man. Soon your pastor's probably in on it as well, man. But this man here, they said, what? Have you got the article? It said they pulled out his penis in front of a woman.
Nah, I'm getting some bus.
This is the thing, man. This officer's meant to keep his uniform on, man. He's meant to keep his clothes on, man. He's doing some stripper while he's on the job, man. You know, when they have them uniform strippers. Listen, man, he's probably not even a real officer. Well, we're going to find the article of where it says he exposed himself, man. These is the same people that's arresting us. And listen, man, before when I used to get arrested, man, And my mom used to say, "What did you get arrested for?" I say, "Yo, the police is just harassing me." I think the police planted some things on me. Oh, you think they planted some things on me?
Oh no,
I don't think it was me.
A bit of a bad breeze.
I don't think it was me. I think the police might have planted some things on me, man. I think whatever they listen, I need to take my my record to the high courts and say, listen, this needs to be taken off. This needs to be taken off, man. Because them cops that arrested me, most of them are corrupt, man. Like there's videos where people are being arrested by the police and the police are blatantly throwing the drugs in front of them, man. Blaming things on them, searching their car. They say to them, man, your air freshener smells like weed.
Yeah, can't.
They stopped him and they said, your air freshener smells like weed. They searched him. Luckily, he didn't get locked up. But if you can't find it, you probably won't be able to find it. But it was on there that 4 days ago. And also, this police officer's wife got arrested as well for assisting a criminal. So this man's locked up, and because this one police officer killed a woman, now all women saying, "Oh, we don't feel safe. We don't feel safe because of men." That's the most sexist comment you could make, man. So you mean to tell me every man is a murderer? No. Every man is a rapist, and every man makes you not feel safe? Listen, man, ask the sisters in the I.S.U.P.K. They'll tell you how safe they are, man. They'll tell you how safe they are, man.
That's right.
We're willing to kill and die for them sisters, man.
That's right.
Listen, man, that's what we doing here. We ain't out there trying to murder some white woman called Sarah. Sarah what?
Suck. I can't
See, you forgot already. Sarah, whatever her name is.
I can't get it right, man. So luck, yeah. So wait, did the policeman got some indecent exposure a couple of days before?
4 days before he murdered that woman. He and imagine this, if he would do this to his own people, imagine what he would do to a black person, man.
That's right.
Just imagine, man. These is the same kind of police officers that shot Mark Duggan, man.
That's right.
And police are always talking about, the policing is strained between black people and the police. It's because the police, man, the murderers, man, we fear for our life every time the police are there, man. Police ask us, why did you run for? Because you're murderers, man. And we don't want to end up like Sarah Everard.
That's right.
We're scared for our life, man.
We
don't want to end up like Mark Duggan, man. We're trying to run and live. We're scared of the police, man. You harass us. You pin things on us that we didn't do, man. And we're going to take our record to the high courts and get them to take it off, because I believe everything on our record shouldn't be on there.
That's right.
I believe he was arrested falsely. And also the bringing out in Parliament also that now Priti Patel brought it out actually that now with the sentences for assaulting a police officer, they're planning to make them tougher. They're going to give you tougher sentences, because what was happening, people's assaulting police officers and getting like a few months. So now they want to change it to a few years. So they want to make tougher sentences for people that assault police officers. And really, that's aimed at black people. The thing is this, if someone's choking you and trying to chase you and you're running for your life, obviously you're going to be resisting. So now you can't resist the rest no more. And Priti Patel's making all these orders. And the thing is, she thinks she's a white woman and she's not, man. She needs to realize she's an East Indian and they don't really like her anyway, man. And the other day, do you see that she got done for bullying?
No, what happened, man?
She got done for bullying, man. Priti Patel's a bully, man. Listen, this is how you know I watch all these dumb TV programs. I watch all these dumb TV programs, but Priti Patel's a bully. She got done for bullying. And I believe the fine was... No, the person got a payout. I'll see if you can find it. Type in Priti Patel bullying. We're gonna find out how much they paid out. It should be on there. So lucky I watch too much TV to know all this garbage, man. I watch way too much TV, man. All these House of Commons speeches and House of Lords speeches. We're going to show you how much they paid out. Is it on there? Yeah. All right, so now Priti Patel, the bully, she's bullying people on the job. And you can tell that she's a bully by her personality, man. You can tell that she bullies her man and everything, man. You can tell that she always has to be right and so forth. So, does it say in this one? Or?
So Priti Patel bullying inquiry.
Priti Patel, you can tell she's a bully, man. She bullies the Windrush generation. She bullies everybody. So I'm not surprised, man, that someone put in a grievance about her, man. She should have got the sack, but she didn't, man. Why? Because every other race gets to keep their jobs, even though they do things wrong, man. Piers Morgan, he got other jobs whereas black people wouldn't have the opportunity, man.
That's right.
You talk about the roles as a black man. Listen, man, they're gonna hang you, man. You're gonna walk outside the BBC studio and no one's gonna see you again, man.
That's right.
Good Morning Britain. The next day we're gonna be saying, so where's Alex or whatever his name is? You ain't gonna be on there. But read on.
Boris Sakia Why was it held and what did it find? We examined the background to report and how the Prime Minister and the Home Secretary reacted. The Home Secretary, Priti Patel, has avoided the sack.
So she avoided what?
Avoided the sack.
Listen, man, she should be sacked for bullying, man.
That's right.
And she avoided the sack. Guess why she avoided the sack? Because her job is based. Her job, she gets paid by. She's like over immigration and stuff, right?
That's
so
right.
she decides when she's gonna send black people home. So they ain't gonna sack her because she's doing a good job of deporting black people. So we're gonna go back to the article.
Avoided the sack despite a cabinet office inquiry reportedly uncovering evidence of bullying.
They had what?
Evidence of bullying.
They had evidence, man, that she was bullying someone and she got to keep her job and she walks around without a care in the world, man. And then they paid her. They have the price on there.
But they paid her?
No, not her. They paid I believe the person got a payout, but she got to keep the job. They should have sacked her, man, for bullying.
Now it goes, the inquiry concluded that Patel broke the ministerial code of conduct.
She broke the code of conduct. Priti Patel should be sacked, man. Listen, man, how do I put in complaints to Ofcom? How do I put in complaints to Ofcom? Everybody complain about peers. I want to put in complaints about Priti Patel to Ofcom and say she's bullying people, man. And then basically there was a payout of, I believe, about 250K out of the taxpayers' money, man. Out of the taxpayers' money.
That should come out of her money.
Right, exactly.
Listen, fam, I didn't bully nobody, man.
Exactly.
Why am I paying this big money, man? When I didn't bully no one. I'm here behave myself.
Right.
Like my parents said, behave yourself, man. Keep your hands to yourself. Meanwhile, I'm paying for her wrongdoings, man. What kind of shit is that, man? So like, yeah.
Out of the taxpayers' money. So out of your money, you're paying 275K. Also, Salakia, one next thing, the people that work in the hospital are pissed off because Boris Johnson gave them a 1% pay rise, man.
Oh, yeah.
1%, man. Basically, 1% means what? If they get £700, that's what? £7, £7. Yeah. £7. So at £700, which means £70, you get what? 7 pence.
Yeah.
So £70, you're getting an extra 70 pence, man. Listen, man, Boris Johnson's taking the piss, man. 1% pay rise. 1%. Imagine they're risking their lives. And most of these nurses is what? Sisters from the Caribbean, man.
That's right.
And that's a slap in the face, a 1% pay rise. What can 1% do for anybody, man? 1%. At least give a 10% pay rise, 20% pay rise.
At least, man. It's the least you could do, man. So like, let me talking about COVID-19 and people risking their lives, man. There was a brother that risked his life for COVID, man. Had his brother been alive, he would have got a 1% pay rise, man. And this is a brother that's dead, man. This is dead, and this is what peers give to us. 7 more pence. Listen, man, this is disrespectful, man.
That's right.
I think it's shameful that while the NHS is reliant on the work of ethnic minorities, many of them are the employees who feel least protected. I'm here to meet a young woman whose father was one of the first NHS workers to die after contracting COVID in the weeks before the first lockdown. His work as a healthcare assistant at a hospital for people with mental illness required him to be in close contact with those he helped. Hi, Tamira. You well?
Yeah.
Is it okay if I come in?
Come in.
Wonderful. Tamira, thank you so much for agreeing to speak with me, and I'm really sorry for your loss.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Tell me a little bit about your father. Do you remember? What was he like?
I think my dad, a lot of people assume that he was like sort of like a masculine, big, sort of scary character, but you know, he was down to earth, so genuine, and he was always there for us.
And do you know what role he had at the hospital?
He was a healthcare assistant. He was really like close-knit with the people that were working there, people that were staying there in that time that they were ill.
How quickly from when he started to get ill to when he actually passed?
About, I think he was ill on the 11th and he passed away March 29th.
That's pretty quick.
A couple of weeks, yeah. A few weeks.
What can you remember
that morning?
Was it that morning?
Yeah. He called my mum because he had to stay down here. My mum was upstairs in their room. So he called her about 3, 4 a.m. and he told her that like he was struggling to breathe. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. This is tough.
Sorry.
It's okay.
My dad went into the bathroom to like go and wee, and straight after that, like I think he just collapsed. So my little brother heard him collapse, and he said, "Mum, something's wrong with Dad." So then she came down, and his weight, and he's a big man, he's behind the door, we couldn't open and get to him. And I just called the ambulance straight away, and they had to use knives and their hands to rip down the door apart to get to him. And they brought him in here to try and resuscitate him a few times. But his heart was too weak, so they couldn't carry him away. And that's how he passed.
Oh, man. I'm really sorry about that. Really sorry to hear about that. Yeah, it's just devastating.
Yeah. In the beginning, I was so angry. It's just like you don't know who to blame. You don't know who to direct your anger towards. I think that he was failed, and I've always said this, I think he was failed in multiple ways. From the beginning to the end, he would say that the things that he had to wear or use, they were like flimsy pieces of equipment, and they weren't, you know, cut out for what they had to deal with, and being ignored. I don't want to be the one to say it, but I feel like it points towards him also being a black man, just because everyone's got this sort of like image upheld in their head that, you know, the black man is strong and fearless and never gets ill. So I feel like that played a part in...
Damn, and listen, this is right, man. You see, you're a black man. They think that you're some inhumane, superhuman guy, man. You say, Officer Dungabar got a book, man, but the same thing that happened to this brother right here happened in the Windrush generation too, man. They let us build the underground with what? No PPE, man. Why? Because you're black. You're a black man. You can handle it, man. You can handle all the dust, and you know, a lot of black people died of asbestos, man. Likewise, today, these black people are number one in the NHS, man. Why doing all of the dogs' work? We're not doctors, but we're the nurses, the healthcare assistants, and they don't give us the right protective equipment. Why? Because to them, we're animals, man, and we can handle it. When you see a black man in the back of a police car crying about what? The cuffs are too tight, man. Like, we're fine, man. He's lying. You know what I mean? A regular human being, yeah, that would be too tight. But for you come on, you're black. You can handle that, man. And likewise with black people, they even when you go to a slavery, it ain't mad. When you go to a slavery, they give you the worst work. The worst work, and they feel, oh, you can handle that, man. World War II, where was black man in the trenches, man? Black men in the trenches, why? Because they feel, oh, you can handle it, man. So what this sister saying here isn't no false information. When you're black, they think it's some months. Listen, they treat a woman like they're animals, man. Our women go to these slaveries and they make them do jobs that men would do, man. They will say, oh, Crawford, can you help that white woman right there? She can't handle that. It's too heavy for her. But meanwhile, a black woman, yeah, she can handle that by herself, man. She's some big gorilla, and she can manage, man. When they look at you, black man, they see an animal. That's why they let you do the hardest thing. I'm going to tell you something. When I was like, 16 years old, man, I got myself my first slavery, man. And they was, so like, otherwise, you remember, man, they was treating me and you like we were some big people, man. They were paying us kids' wage, though. It was $3.60 was it back then? $3.60. Yeah. But listen, they was working us like we were some adults, man. And we was kids, man. Young kids. Even in our face, it was innocent in our face. But according to them, they didn't care, man. Because we're some niggas, man. We're some niggas and we can do anything. Their children know their children. You can't do that. Listen, what's the proof that they don't see us as human beings? They lock our children up, man. A young black boy does a crime and they lock children up for life, man. Meanwhile, a young white guy, oh, he's young, man. Give him another chance, man. The black boy last week, the video we played, they punched him in his face, man. They roughed him up, put him to the floor, and he was a child. Nobody said that he's young, man. Kids make silly mistakes, not him. He got punched in his face, threatened. One of them was holding his face like this and said, listen, if I find out you mess with my kids, I'm going to flatten you, man. Was he 14? No, he wasn't, man. And that's what they see when they see black people. They see an animal, man. We don't need no protection. Why? Because you're a black man, man. You're a strong little beast, you're an animal. You don't need no protection. You don't need no PPE. Fuck you need a face mask for, man. And what do you need a visor for, man? You know, when you're so black, you can fight the COVID, man. And this sister had to witness her dad die, man.
Right.
Witness her dad die in the toilet, man. Because why? According to them, we're animals, man. It's like a donga bar.
And the sad thing is, that girl's clearly distraught and heartbroken, man. She's heartbroken. That's her dad, man. You only get one of those, and guess what? To work, he's just a number, man. In work, he's just a number. What is it? Just number 4 or 5 or whatever.
It's like a donga bar. Real quick. And had he survived, guess what he would have got? Guess what? He would have got rewarded, man.
1%.
1% pay rise. Had he not got COVID-19, guess what he would have got, man? Guess what his brother that's dead would have got? 1% pay rise, man. He would have had £77 instead of 70, man. So is that correct? Is my maths correct? Or that 70.7 pence? Is it 77 or 70.7 pence?
What was the first number you said?
If he got £70, how much would he have got?
7p.
He would have got £70 and 7 pence, man. So lucky down if he could.
So yeah, basically, that's their dad who ain't never ever coming back, man. Well, obviously he's come back in reincarnation, but not as she knows him. Whereas in work, he's just a number, man. Guess what's gonna happen with that vacancy? It's gonna go up, and someone's gonna apply for it, and someone's gonna get the job. Meanwhile, her dad ain't coming back, man. That's right. And this is why it's very important not to let work kill you, man. Because sometimes with us as black people, we kind of scared to call in sick because we feel like, oh, if I call in sick, I'm letting them down. Listen, man, you ain't letting them down, man. Right. Put your health first, because if you drop dead on the job, guess what happens? You just the number and they employ somebody else. So if you want to call in sick tomorrow, you call in sick tomorrow, man. If you're tired and you need extra rest, you call in sick tomorrow, man. Don't let them kill you on the job, because all you are to work is £8 an hour, man. They just see you as They don't even see your face, man. They just see you as £8 an hour.
Oh shit, there's £8 an hour. It's like it.
What that woman saw is my father, masculine, strong man, the protector, and all the white man sees £8 an hour. And now that he's dead, all the white man wants is thinking, well, we need another £8 an hour. That's right. And they put the vacancy up on Indeed, and there's someone applying. Oh, there's a job. They get all happy. They get the job, and then the cycle goes on again. This is the thing, man. Now, having a job is good. Obviously, you need it to pay the bills, but this is why us as black people, whenever you lose a job or whatever, don't ever get depressed and feel down and whatnot, because it's not the end of the world, man. Imagine that man worked his whole life just to drop dead from COVID-19 in a bathroom, man. He couldn't even die on a comfortable bed, man. He died in the bathroom behind the door that they're using knives to open the door. He died horribly, man. And he got, all because why? They made him work without the proper equipment. Like what she said is, I don't want to say it, but I think it's because he's a black man. Listen, man, I'll say it for you. It is because he's a black man, man. That's right. They've been doing this to black people from after World War I, after World War II. You do the filthiest jobs, the dirtiest jobs. Why? Because you're just a number, man. They don't care if you live or die, man. Like, they don't care if you live or die. So it's up to us to care about if we live or die, man. If you ain't feeling well, Tower, you're not coming in, man. Guess what? They can't sack you, man. Listen, I got the employment law book. If you need it, you let me know. Listen, I got the employment law book. So
after talking about ain't the skilled in history, man. Salakia, you're looking at a priest / lawyer / father / husband. It's all that in one, man. Get me? In the world, he was / driver. It's all that, man. Salakia.
Listen, we got the employment law book as well, man. You're going through anything at work, man. You put in a grievance, put everything in writing. You see, if you think you're being ill-treated at work, you put everything in writing. Yeah, this is what you do. Listen, I'm gonna tell you how you do it. You email your line manager, and then your line manager has to respond to you. Now, he has to respond to you. If he doesn't respond to you, that's better for you, because guess what you can do after that? I told my line manager, and he did nothing about it. So you email him, and then you speak to him. Don't let him email you back. And then when it comes to court, and they say, well, did he email you back? You say, nope, this is the proof. He never ever got back to me. And then you can get a sick note, and you can go off sick. And guess what? These white people have to pay you while you're off work, man. And you can put in a grievance. You can phone ACAS. You can go. You can go to court and so forth. But what white people do with us at jobs is that, if you know anything about our oppressor, they're master antagonists. So they know how to antagonize you, and they know the black man usually wind him up enough, and he'll punch you in the face. They know that. So your boss at work don't mind taking a punch in the face if it means you're going to be sacked and he never has to see you again.
Not one of my punches. Lucky, man. that punch, it wouldn't be worth it, man. But carry on, sorry.
And then while you go off at your manager at work, while you fly off the handle and you tell him F you, your mom, you this, you that, guess what? You only feel satisfied for 3 minutes, man. That's right. At the end of the month, when you look at your pay packet and there's nothing there, man, you sacked from the job for what? Gross misconduct. You end up being the loser. So what you need to do is beat the white man at his own game, man. That's right. He antagonizes you. Okay, I log it. Email it over, man. He bullies you again. You log it. You have the times. You have the dates. And then you phone your doctor. And then you say, you know, work's stressing me out, man. It's messing with my mental illness. And I can't sleep at night. And my anxiety's kicking in. And then your doctor will give you a sick note. You then email your workplace. You attach that sick note. and then you say, I want to take it higher up, and you'll see that white man come to the meeting sweating, man. Where you'll come to the meeting with the big boss and him there, and the big boss will say something like, do you want anything to drink? And this is what you're going to say. You're going to say, no, I haven't been eating, drinking, or sleeping because of this man right here. So you don't fly off the handle. You beat the white man at his own game, man. How do I know? Because I done it, man. And guess what? Guy got the sack, man. Listen, he tried to antagonize me to get mad at him, and I played his own game, and he got mad at me. And guess what I did? I fear for my life. I'm scared to come into work tomorrow. I need use like to transport me back and forth. And guess what? He got sacked for gross misconduct. And guess who's black that still works there? Mine. So if you need any help with you, just let us know. But, go ahead.
And this brother that died, he had COVID-19. I bet you any money while he was off. Guess who was at work angry, man? His boss. Right. Could you imagine him? I bet he ain't really sick. Mm-hmm. I'm hearing down about it true that they're giving warnings now for being sick, man.
Yeah, they give you warnings.
They give you warnings for being sick, man. And guess what? Had his brother lived, he probably would have got one of these warnings, man. Had his brother been alive today, he probably would have got one of these warnings because a black man can't be sick, man.
So like,
when he's sick, when you're sick, you're lying. Tyrone's lying, man. It's been 3 weeks. Like a black man can't be sick, man. Right. Meanwhile, Becky's sick every day. Listen, Becky will have a headache, man. Yeah, we're sending Becky home, man. She got period pains. I think listen, so I'm going to send Becky home every month because period pains happen every month, man. This is some shit we're going to do every month. You know what I mean? Go take aspirin, man. Get it together, man. But a black man, listen, you can have COVID-19, man, and they will write you and send you a, what's it called, a written warning. You got 2 more sick days, last month and the month before that. Nigga, I'm sick, man. So luck, yeah. Excuse me for being sick, man. Damn, it's like a dog about.
Also, if you have tons of sick days, they can't sack you for it, man. All you do, you can get them doctor's notes, the ones that you fill in yourself. As long as you fill in them doctor's notes, they can't sack you. And most jobs, when they're about to sack you. So this is what I'm giving you the tips on there. This is what you do. Right before they sack you, you quickly get your sick note, man. Because you see, if you get your sick note, they can't sack you, man. They have to make you come back and then sack you, and you just keep extending that sick note, man. Keep extending it and extending it. It's lucky you're gonna have to pay for the charge for the rest of the tips. You're gonna have to pay for the rest of the tips. Just cash at me for the rest of the tips.
You have to pay, man, in donations, man. Yeah. So lucky, we're moving on. So when they go to the continent of Africa real quick, man. So lucky, we gotta get into this, man. So rapper Millions, man. Decent rapper. You fuck with him, man.
Yeah, Millions is hard.
Decent, man. Must have went to Gambia one day, man. I got kicked off the plane, man. And you know what I had to say to him? Serve you right, man. It's lucky, man. You should be Jamaican anyway, man. God knows what the argument was about, man. But you shouldn't be on that flight in the first place, man. You know what I mean? If you're not flying from Manly or Sangster, man, I don't know what you're doing in that country anyway. No, it was Ghana. It was in Ghana, man. And it seems like that's where every black man's going nowadays. Every black man's going to Ghana, man. What Millions need to do is go to Jamaica, man. You ain't got no family in Ghana, man. You got no cousins in Ghana, man. Or why are you going there in the first place, man? And guess what? When he got kicked off the plane, no one felt sorry for him. The woman recording was laughing. She's like, oh my God, I can't believe it. This is jokes, man. They was laughing at you, man. No one goes, this is Millions, leave him alone, man. And that's what it gets, man. So lucky, man.
Relax. Charlie, cars, bro, cars. Bro, cars.
And the man got kicked off a plane in Ghana. Yeah. What are you doing there anyway, man? So lucky I heard the man's in Ghana buying people Clarks, man. Yeah. So lucky there's people in Brum. Listen, right. I want a pair of Clarks, man. Millions if I'm from Brum, man. What? I can't get a Clarks.
Right.
I gotta be Ghanaian to get a Clarks. So Millions, listen, I take size 10, man. Come on, man, hook me up, man. Could do the Clarks, man. Desert Clarks is more my thing, man. I like how you're making money and you got the gold grills, flinging a toothbrush too, man, to dust off the Clarks, man. So lucky, you seen the Palm Angel ones? I could do the Palm Angel Clarks, man. So lucky, you know what I mean? Dungabee's more the Wallaby type guy. I'm all the desert Clarks, man. So lucky, man, gotta be a hammer to get Clarks, man. So I gotta have a plate in my lips just to get some Clarks, man. So lucky.
He's buying Africans Clarks, man. Listen, man. Africans don't need Clarks. This is what you do for Africans, man. You get them. You get a tire. You cut the tire and what is it? Put string in it.
God.
You cut the tire and you put string in it, man. Africans wear them sandals, or they do the next ones where they flatten the water bottles, they stamp on the water bottles, and the water they put string and tie. Listen, man. That's what he should have done for the Africans, man. Give them empty water bottles, man, and do that. Is buying them Clarks, man. They don't deserve Clarks, man. Africans do not deserve Clarks, man. Ghanaians hate us, man. Nigerians hate us. Ethiopians hate us.
That's right.
And then you got niggas out there buying Clarks. You show me when Heady Ones ever brought Jamaicans Clarks.
That's
man.
right.
Show me when Storms has ever brought Jamaicans Clarks. You're not going to see it, man, because they hate Caribbean people. But we must love Africans and talk about it. We went and kissed the floor. Popcorn was in that when they kissed the floor.
And then I'm caught Ebola, man. It's lucky, man. Listen, the Clarks are the least of Ghana's worries, man. What Ghana needs is a well. Needs a well and some water and some clothing, man. Well, listen, you can't be butt naked with plating lip and Clarks, man.
Right.
They need more than Clarks, man. So anyway, as we're on the whole Hamite thing now, this is one African guy breaking down some history, man. And it's a shame because everyone in the chat was like, "Wow, this guy's deep, man." I was the only one thinking he's not really that deep, man. So lucky, I just want to play this real quick.
That come from African languages. Number 1, Dopi. Dopi meaning ghost or spirit originates from the Akan language of Ghana, from the word Adope. Number 2, the word Ono, meaning you in its plural form, originates from the Igbo language in Nigeria. Number 3, the word Nyam, meaning to eat, originates from the Senegambia region, from the languages of Fula and Wolof.
Okay, so he's claiming that, okay, the word Nyam comes from Africa, and the word Ono comes from Africa. And everyone's like, wow, this guy's deep, man. My response was, and so? I don't know. What are you implying here? Are you implying that you put us on? Are you implying that really you're the source behind our coolness? Cause I beg to differ, man. What you're saying here don't make no sense at all. Of course, we speak African languages. Why? Because we were slaves under you, man. Like Jamaicans speak English today. That don't mean the Englishman put us on. Jamaicans say brethren, which come from the word brethren in English. What does that mean, man? So what, man? Listen, we're people that's been robbed and spoiled and robbed. We ain't got no culture. We ain't got our own language. Why? Because we speak yours, man. We speak English. Black people say pickney. Pickney is an English word from the word pickaninny, which means a young black child, man. Does that mean the white man's cool or the white man put us on or he's better than us? Listen, that don't mean anything because we speak your language, man. Of course you speak your language because you raped our people, man. Right. Whipped us and put us in chains and sold us to the white man. That don't mean a damn thing, man. But guess what? Even though some of your language is in our language, we're still better than you.
Right.
Even though we speak English, we're still better than the people that taught us English, man. Listen, you've been saying Uno longer than we've been saying Uno. We come on the scene and all of a sudden, Uno's cool to say, man. You've had that word longer than us. You couldn't make it cool, man. The East Indians had dreadlocks longer than black people have, man. Right. But who made it cool though, man? Every Chicago rapper got dreadlocks now, man. Why? Because black people made it cool. Not because the East Indians made it cool. The East Indians invented the dreadlocks, man. And when they had it, nobody wore it, man. Right. When black people put it on, everybody wants to wear it, man. You got white people that put what's it called, beeswax in their hair, trying to get locks, man. And they don't do it because the East Indian did it. They don't do it because the East Indian did it. They do it because black people did it, man. And likewise, you got a man called what's it called, Togawa. A white man called Togawa from London, man, who speaks Patwa, man. And guess what? He don't speak Patwa because your people say it. He don't say uno and this and that because your people do it. He does it because we do it, man. Right. So I don't know what this man's getting at, man. But likewise, as the sister says, he's just chatting shit, man. It's lucky dog boy.
Like he's proud of himself. Like he feels like he's got a degree in something. Wow, I broke down the words that Jamaicans use. Like he thinks, wow, I've accomplished something. Listen, man. I don't care what words we use from Ghana. Listen, we hate Africans, man.
That's right.
I don't care, man. The thing is this, you Africans copy everything we do, man. And what did they have? A few words?
A few words? So lucky, excuse me. What about the Clarks that your people are wearing, man? For millions? Does that come the African culture too? What about the way we walk, man? Listen, there's over 50 countries in Africa here, and in the Olympics, you dominate no sports, man. None. Meanwhile, the American blacks, the West Indian blacks, You know what I mean? We dominate the basketball, the running, the long jump, the shot put, the swimming. 50 countries, man, filled with millions and millions of people. Nigeria alone got 150 million people, and Jamaica got just 2 million. Meanwhile, I don't see Nigeria winning anything in the Olympics, man. And a country of 2 million got the fastest, man. And who comes next after Jamaica? Trinidad. Who comes next? Tyson Gay from America, man. I don't see African. How much for 8 runners? I don't see African on there once, man. They don't dominate anything, man. The only thing that Africans dominate is the what's that Somalian one? What's the Farah? Mo Farah. That marathon race, man. That skinny marathon race, they dominate nothing, man. We ain't the same people, man. And listen, if you're a black man out there from Caribbean descent, you are better. Listen to me. You are better than the Africans, man.
Right.
A couple words in their language don't mean anything. We are slaves. We don't have no heritage. Everything about us is from somebody else. How we dress. In Israel, we didn't wear t-shirts, man. We didn't wear suits and ties. That come from the white man. So why is it shocking if a couple of our words come from Africa, man? We are slaves. Everything we know comes from somebody else. Black people eat curry. Why? Because the East Indians brought it to Jamaica, man. Right. We eat rice. Why? Because the Chinese brought it to Jamaica. But everything about us is taken from somebody else. Why? Because we don't have anything of our own. But let me tell you something. When we do take your thing, we make it the best, man. Right. We make it the best, man. Listen, have you smelled Indian curry? Ugh. Mm-hmm. Have you smelled an Indian woman walk past you? She stinks of that curry. Ugh. But have you smelled curry goat and rice? Mm. The way the black man does it is something else, man. Have you seen the Africans chat to a woman all aggressive and yo, we sing, baby? A black man come like, yo, it's all smooth, man. We take that same word, uno and yam, and switch it, man, and make it cool, man. We do something you can't do, man. And that's why be the flavorous people of the Lord, man. Right. So lucky
back to when that white woman said men should be locked up after 6. I think African men should be locked up after 6 p.m. to be honest. Africans are disgusting, man. Like, I'm so glad that Caribbean people don't eat the food that they eat, man. Or the fufu and the jollof rice. What's jollof rice? Just ketchup. Just tomato and rice, man. And they make out like, oh, it's so great. Listen, have you ever smelled African food? Listen, let me tell you a story. One time I was at my slave, man. I was starving, man. I was saying, oh, I'm hungry, man. And the African man goes, I got some food. I'm full. I said, no, I'm full. I said, no. I said, actually, you know what? I'm full. And I said, I'm going to wait till my break because while it is with the gym and he's saying, no, have some. I'm saying, no, it's going to ruin my diet. And he's saying chicken's good for you. I'm saying, no, I'm vegetarian today. No chicken on this diet. Listen, man, African food stinks and they put it in the microwave and I can't even use the microwave half the time because you know once you open it, the aroma hits you. It's like I've just stepped into Nigeria, man. Listen, man, Nigerian, like Officer Karafi said, Africans ain't good at nothing, man. They're not good at sprinting. They're not good at fighting. They don't dominate no sport. Now they probably dominate a few sports like Anthony Joshua and whatnot, but he ain't even that great, man. Now, Africans, considering their population, they should have the best of everything. And listen, if we are African, like what some of you like to say, some of you like to say that we're African, which would mean, and some people say the Africans are the original man. Yeah. So how is it that the man who ain't the original man is better than the original man at everything, man?
I'm saying they're saying that we're African, but we watered down. So they're pure, never watered down. We watered down, but we're better than you, man. We're the African Usain Bolt, man.
Right.
You got one African boxer now in 2021. When there've been loads, man, Chris Eubank, Nigel Benn, Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, always watered down, man. But you pure Africans, 150 million just in Nigeria alone, man. Not Chad and Cameroon and all them countries. And where's your come on, man? Where's your Mike Tyson, man? Where's your Mike Tyson doing these 1-round knockouts, man? Where's your Lennox Lewis with the belt, man? Where are they, man? So lucky, even get Israel. What's it? Adesanya, man, got whooped last week, man. He got whooped one day, man, by some Polish man. So lucky.
If I can, I want to add on to that too. You know, like really, what that man is trying to do, he's envious, man. He's in England and he's hearing everyone sound like us, and he hates it. So you know what he wants to do? He wants to try and bring it back to him. Like, no, really, behind them, it's us. So then he should ask himself, if it's you, why is it no one wants to be like you, man?
That's right.
Why is it everyone wants to be like us? Why? Because it's not what we say. It's just us in general, man.
That's right.
You know what I mean? If we was not to even use those words right there, nobody would be using them, man. You know what I mean? But why? Because we are these soul of the earth. we make any word great, man.
That's right.
We make any word great, and when you say it, it's just horrible, man. It's just a word that nobody don't want to say.
If I made back to Dagobah and the food, man. Listen, my father's a Rastafarian, man. And he went to Ghana one day. He went to Ghana one day. And, you know, he's talking this African shit. Yeah, man, we're African. And boom, Jamaicans come from Ghana. That's where the slave ship from Jamaica came from. Yeah. So I FaceTimed him, man. I go, oh, so Dad, what you doing? I'm eating, man. I go, what you eating? Plantain. This nigga wouldn't eat nothing but plantain, man. I thought they're your brothers and you're going home, man. Even he wouldn't eat their food, man. He was like, I'm keeping it safe, man. I'm sticking to the plantain right here. Plantain, you can't go wrong. You cut it, open it, fry it, man. That's it, man. Even he wouldn't mess with the jollof rice, man. And the fufu and the goosey and all them things there, man. Even he played it safe. And he's a man that thinks we're African. Even he was like, damn that. I love my life. I ain't risking my bowels. It's lucky, man.
And you know what? It's mad because most people that say we're African, wants to go to Africa, they soon realize, man. Listen, I know a man that went to Africa and his response was they're a dirty set of people, man. He goes to just dig a whole shit in there and walk off. Well, that's Africans for you, man. Africans are filthy and nobody is clean like us, man. Africans, it's a known fact that they're dirty people. Like, just look at them and you can tell they got no flavor and whatnot. It's also gives this earth flavor. Like, name me one big African artist. Just name one big one. The only reason these African artists get money is because only Africans support them. Like, say, for instance, you got Caribbean shops in the UK. Every race goes to Caribbean shops. Who goes to African shops? I'm waiting. Who goes to African shops? Which one of you have ever gone to an African shop and ordered food? I guarantee you.
Who's ever ordered African food from Just Eat, man? Or
Exactly.
Uber Eats, like,
Exactly. Whoever orders African food orders. Listen, man. You're ordering. Listen. And the thing is, Caribbean people always do these DNA tests and say, "Oh, I'm part African," so they want to start eating African food. The thing is, this, man. You know you don't like the African food. You know you don't like jollof rice and the fufu. What's the one they eat with their hands?
Powdered yam or some shit there.
There's one where they grab it like this. They grab it like animals, man. You see how dogs eat with their hands? That's how them Africans eat, man. They grab it with their hands. Listen, man. You order from just eat African food. There's even African restaurants on there.
I wouldn't even know. I don't even check that section.
Listen,
shit.
Nothing African is allowed on my Just Eat, man. Nothing African. I ain't typing that in. But black people, what we try and always prove that we're African. So we'll say, you know what? African food's nice. Really, you know you hate it, man. Really, you know it don't smell nice. It don't taste good. I mean, they eat with their hands, man. Like they grab it like. Have you seen it? And the meat, yeah, ain't even marinated properly. Have you seen the chicken?
Listen, I've no word of a lie. Listen, I've never ever in my life tasted jollof rice. I kid you, I bullshit enough. I will eat Chinese, even with the COVID pandemic. Before I eat African food, man, I'm dead serious. I can't fuck with that.
Them Africans is uncivilized, man. They try to say we uncivilized. Africans is uncivilized, man. Listen, man. All these spoons and forks in the world, and Africans want gonna grab the. Why is it fufu? What's the one they grab? It looks like potato. They grab it and they put their hand in the
goosey. I know. Free foods in Africa. A goosey. Jollof rice, man.
Listen, man, them Africans is a horrible set of people, man. And it's disrespectful that you think that we're them, man. We're better than them, man. Like, do some history on them. They're filthy and their cooking's disgusting. Like, usually, listen, even the white man who's the devil smell Jamaican food and like, that smells good. The Jamaican man's looking at it almost to where you want to say to him, so do you want some? Like, the way he's looking at you.
Listen, I've been yard shop enough times. I see a white man in the queue, man. You know what I mean? Talking about, yeah, and it's like butchering the menu. Like, yeah, I want a mutton soup.
Mutton soup.
And he goes, I want a mutton soup and 2 dumplings. You get me? White man hit the soup one time. It starts sweating, man. Starts sweating. Even he knows, this soup's flames, man. Slack you, man.
He goes all red in that. The white man eats the soup and he goes all red, man. See sweat coming from every pore in his body, man. Eats the soup, man. Talking about this soup's delicious. That's what they say. It's delicious. Listen, man. I've seen them white men in them Caribbean shops, man. The way they look at the menu, and they don't even say mutton. Say mutton. Give me a mutton. Give me a mutton soup. And the sad thing is, man, in our food shops, they treat them better than how they treat us, man. A white man comes in to serve him.
Yeah, listen, we get the baddest treatment. The white man gets a good, efficient service, man. Gets concerned, everything.
He gets a smile, man. Listen,
I get the kiss teeth and that, man.
We ain't had a smile from one of them sisters in the Caribbean shop yet, man. All we hear is "Me not have it." You know what I'm saying? Get me? I say, "Okay, jerk chicken." Me not have it. oxtail. I'm thinking, all right then. So just tell me what you got. It might make it easier. Listen, man, the white man gets the whole perfect treatment, man. But listen, no one goes to African restaurants. Only Africans go there. But apparently, did you know that in African clubs they serve goat meat in the club? Did you know?
No.
They serve goat meat in the club. So speaking to an African, I said, all right then. So don't mess up your outfit. He goes, oh, now you just take it off the tray with your hand and just. I was thinking that sounds dirty, man. Listen, man, don't stare at them African clubs. I can imagine the stench in there, man. It's gonna smell disgusting, man. Please, if you're Israelite, start them African clubs, man. If you go to one of them African clubs, you're unclean. You can't come to this school for 7 days. So is it
7 years.
7 years. Like I said, you ain't coming in here for
like
7 years. So if you went last year, you got six more years to go. But go ahead.
So right, we're gonna change gears now. So we're going to Bando K. Bando K, for anyone that don't know, is Mark Duggan's son. Now, Mark Duggan was a black man that was killed by the police. We sparked the riots all over London and even in Brum, man. So lucky, but some certain brothers, man, were going out there and they're getting some goods, man. Certain brothers, certain people I know, you'll get some phones and some laptops and stuff, so forth like that, man. And just all of England was on fire, man. I remember it like it was yesterday. It started off in London. I watched the news, yeah, Birmingham also, man. I put news in again, yeah, also Manchester as well. Listen, if you saw Britain from a bird's eye view, listen, it'll be red. Everyone was rioting, man. So anyway, Mark Duggan had a son, and his son's called Bando K. And then Bando K was on an interview one day, and was asking him about his father, and this is what he said.
The London riots, you was probably about 9 or
10, 11. 9,
10. How? Because when I was reading, I was thinking, that is a young age to kind of go through like everything that you probably would have gone through, especially even losing a parent on a normal type of thing. But then how he was killed, and then it sparks the London riots, which is forever going to go down in our history. How does that make you feel? Like, are you proud? Is there what is as you've got older, how does that make you feel?
Obviously, when I was younger, I didn't really understand what was going on. But now, when I was getting older, obviously nothing can bring Pops back. But that didn't make me happy, the riots. But it gave me a little buzz in my feeling to show that people actually cared. Obviously, I was happy, but at the same time, I wasn't happy. You know what I'm trying to say.
Do you because I've also read that when it happened, you was in secondary school, or that you got chucked out of secondary school. Do you feel like you've dealt with it properly, or because I know within our community, counselling and all that kind of stuff is kind of frowned upon. Do you feel like you've dealt with that?
Yeah, when I was younger, I couldn't really cope with it, with him not being here, and it's I did have counselling when I was younger, but that didn't help. I can't lie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that never helped. And it's as I was getting older and older, my body just grew with it to know that he's not here no more.
Right,
and I'm just strong.
And do you feel like music is one of the things that has probably helped you process your emotions?
Yeah, 100%.
How long you guys, even as his close friend, how did that feel for you?
Obviously, I was young myself at the time, innit? Do you get what I'm trying to say? We knew each other them times as well. Obviously, he weren't my pops, but his pops treated me like I was his son. You get what I'm trying to say? He would take me, every time he's taking him out, he's taking me as well. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It did hit me as well. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Look at that, man. His brother's father's dead by the police, man. Dead by the police. And did you hear what he said? He said, I was happy that people rioted, man. You know why? It's right to want some vengeance, man. It's right that your father dead. No one cared. Nobody went to jail, but the country's mashed up because your father died, man. It's right to want a sense of justice. But you go to the Christian church, they teach you that you're wrong for wanting justice. They say what you wanted bloodshed. You felt happy for bloodshed. You're evil, man. You're evil. It's right to want bloodshed, man. Someone get the scripture on there on vengeance real quick, man. This brother's dead right now. His father's dead and he ain't coming back. And he was 9 years old when his father died. That's a tender age, man. That's a tender age to have them memories, man. This brother, he can't play in the park with his father, man, like how most people can. The policeman that killed Mark Duggan is probably about to go Tesco with his son tomorrow, man. A couple more weeks and we're out of lockdown. And guess where that policeman's going with his son, man? God knows, man. He's probably going Drayton, man. He's probably going Alton Towers, man. Meanwhile, Bando K's out here with no father, man. Left in this world alone with no male father figure, man. Please took away his father, man. And his father was innocent, man. But guess what? Like what the sister said, black men are the superheroes. Black men are strong, beastly animals. And you know what people should do? Just get on with it, man. Just get on with it, man. You're strong enough. He's strong enough. And they felt that way about black people since slavery.
That's right.
That's why they had young black boys picking cotton.
Right.
That's why they had young black boys cutting cane, man. This devil in 2021 wants to lock up black people for beating their children, saying this is inhumane. You know it's inhumane, making black kids cut cane for free, man.
Right.
You're worried about us slapping our young black kids and disciplining them. You're worried about Chris Eubank's father disciplining him. When your people put young black kids in the cane field, man. Your people put young black kids in the cotton field, man. Your people rape young black women, man. And your people leave young black boys fatherless, man. That's what they do. But you're worried about Chris Eubank's father disciplining a young black boy, man. What would you rather? Chris Eubank's father disciplining a young black boy, or you killing a young black boy, man? In fact, Chris Eubank's father is disciplining him so that you don't have to kill him. If Chris Eubank's father don't discipline him, guess what? He will grow up and be a thief, man. And that's where you come in. That's where you come in with your nightstick. That's where you come in with your truncheon. That's where you come in with your gun police and your armed response and kill black people, man. Read that for me, please, Dungabar.
Luke chapter 18 and verse 3. And there was a widow in that city, and she came unto him, saying, avenge me of mine adversary.
And this is a parable that Christ gave, man. Christ said there was a man in a city, and a widow came for him, saying, avenge me, man, of my adversaries. My adversaries is what? My enemies, man. This widow represents Israel. Man. This is us crying to the Most High, begging the Most High, man, time and time again to avenge us, man. So guess what? Bando K ain't wrong for being happy when England was burnt down to a crisp, man. He ain't wrong. Why? Because he wants vengeance, man. And Christ talked about vengeance in the Bible, man. It's not wrong to want justice. It's not wrong to want vengeance, man. When 9/11 happened, what did George Bush go do? He declared something called war on terrorism. He wanted vengeance. But when a black man wants vengeance, oh, you're wrong, man. You mean you like the riots? You like the London riots? What kind of animal are you, man? Absolutely, man. This brother ain't got no father, man. These shops that got burnt down, guess what they got? They got insurance money. And when your shop gets burned down, you get paid back. There's no insurance money on Mark Duggan's life, man. This brother can't get the time. He can't get the time back lost from his father, man. His father's dead. Can't play football with him no more, man. Can't teach him all the things of how to become a man. There ain't no insurance money on that. He can't get that back. Keep reading.
Luke chapter 18 and verse 4. And he would not for a while, but afterwards he said within himself, though I fear not God, nor regard man, yet because this widow troubleth me, I will avenge her.
And the Bible talks about vengeance, man. It talks about payback, man. Anyone saying that vengeance is not godly, you need to read the book of Luke, man.
Right.
God said he will avenge us, man. He will avenge us. Why? Because we've been dealt wrongfully, man. Our fathers have been killed in the streets, man. We've been enslaved, man. We've been given not the right PPE equipment, man. Our fathers just die, and guess what? We don't get a sorry.
Right.
We didn't get. Listen, what's her name again, man? Sarah Everard, whatever her name is, died a couple of weeks ago, and they found her body just the other day, man. Right. And she was gonna have a march in every major city in England, man, for her death. Meanwhile, Mark Duggan had none, man.
Right.
Boris Johnson had to come out and say, listen, it's lockdown, guys. You can't have this march, man. It's lockdown. Keep in mind, it's lockdown. And if I catch anybody doing it, you will get a fine, man. And then everyone said, okay, let's cool off. Had it not been for that, there would have been a march for this woman that is dead. Meanwhile, Joy Morgan had no march, man.
Right.
And Joy Morgan died the same death as Sarah Everard, man.
Right.
Joy Morgan was also a woman. Joy Morgan was also kidnapped. Joy Morgan was also buried in a woodland, man. So what's the difference between Joy Morgan and Sarah Everard? Why she must get a march and Joy Morgan don't get one? Maybe because she's black, man.
Right.
It's the only thing I can think of. Joy Morgan was a woman, so was Sarah, man. Joy Morgan was abducted by a man, so was Sarah, man. Joy Morgan was killed and buried in a woodland, so was Sarah, man. But Joy Morgan don't get no march, but Sarah does, man. Now, the only difference between them two people is color. They're both females, both killed by men, both buried in the woodland, man. There's only one thing that I can think of why Joy wouldn't get a march, man. And that must be a skin color, man. And black man, when you see things like this and you want revenge, you ain't wrong, man. You ain't wrong, man. Christianity tells you to shut up about it. Christianity is white supremacy, man. What do white people tell black people? Shut up, man. Don't worry about the cost being too nice. Don't worry about COVID-19, man. Suck it up, man. And Christianity teaches us the same thing, man. Maybe Christianity is the religion of the same people that hate us, man. Because it teaches the same thing. These white people tell us, oh, don't worry about the protective equipment, man. You don't worry about COVID, man. You're strong, man. And Christianity said the same thing. Says, man, okay, don't worry about your dad dying. Let's get on with it, man. Life's hard, man. Suck it up, man. Maybe Christianity is the religion of the same man that hates us, man. It's like it, about.
Yeah, and just to add in onto that, like in the class last night, we went into it, and like what is sad is that everyone believes that with God He knows everything. So why ain't black people in the Bible then, man? Why ain't the black life in the Bible? If God knows everything, then what about us, man? And that's how you know that with like these religions, they are for white people, man. Because only a white person would want you to believe that you're not in the Bible, man. That's right. Only a white man would want you to believe that the Bible's so far and wide and it doesn't care about black. You know what I mean? You're irrelevant. And that's how you know these religions make white people the supreme beings, man. That's right. That's why us as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we can't be in them. Because from as long as we will always be subject unto them, man. That's right. You always believe that you don't mean anything, man. His dad was shot dead. And guess what? England got burnt down and it made him feel good, and rightfully so, man.
That's right. What?
You want to know why? Because it makes him feel that people feel the same pain as him, man. His dad was a human being just like he was, man.
That's right.
And it makes him feel good, man. And that's how we are all meant to feel as well, man. When one of us die, something is meant to happen to make me know that, guess what? I'm somebody, man.
That's right.
I'm a human being. And when nothing happens, what happens? It makes you feel like you don't exist, man. You're nothing. And that's why something has to happen.
Also now, black people riot. Why? Because when you go to the white man for answers, he don't give you, man. Black people's gone to him for justice, he don't give them. So black people don't know which other route to take. So the riot. So if you know anything about riots, every riot that's happened has happened because black people's been treated in some type of way, man. The Notting Hill riots was what the Teddy Boys was harassing black people, beating them up, killing them and whatnot. Then the Brixton riots is because that sister got shot. The paralyzed type Cherry Gross.
Cherry Gross,
yeah.
So their son was
wanted. So they've been shooting people for years, man. This woman got shot in I believe it was the 60s, the 80s, 1980 something. Probably the 80s. So she got shot. Her name was Cherry Gross. And those riots, why? Because she was shot, man. Is it on there?
Yeah.
What? We're gonna get a picture of her, man. Now they rioted because of this. Because why? White people have been killing us for years, and black people don't know no other way other than to loot and burn down buildings. And like what Mark Duggan's son said, I was glad people rioted. Why? Because he understood that people felt his pain, man. That people saw the injustice of what happens to black people. Now, this is a sister that was healthy. They broke into her house and shot her and paralyzed her. The picture is on screen share. So this was a healthy woman that used to walk and do the shopping, walk through the Brixton market. They shot her and paralyzed her, man. And she died years later. So her son was ready to bury her. And guess what? They done an autopsy on the mom. And guess what they said? The bullet that she got shot with, 20-something. Find out what year she got shot and what year she died. They said the bullet that she got shot with years before is the bullet that it was the cause of her death, which was 20-something years later. So she was left in a wheel. I don't know. Actually, probably wasn't. It was about 20 years. It was a long time. I'm going to find out how long exactly it was. How long she had to live not being able to walk, paralyzed. Why? Because some white man can't control his gun, man. And this is why they rioted the Brixton riots. So we're going to show you what year she got shot and what year she died. She had to suffer, man. Meanwhile, the policeman didn't get charged that shot her, man. He's still living till today, minding his own business, going shopping, watching porn online, whatever these devils do. He's still able to watch porn online like what these devils do. Meanwhile, this sister's in a grave, man, because some policeman couldn't control his gun. So we're gonna pull it up for you. Did you find it? Is it on there?
I got it.
All right, then. So it says the Brixton riot in 1985 started on 28th of September in Lambeth in South London. It was the second major riot that the area had witnessed in the space of 4 years.
It was the what?
it was the second major riot that the area had witnessed in the space of 4 years.
And we riot, man. You know why? Because we can't get answers no other way, man. That's why we riot, man. Because we can't get no answers no other way. Go ahead.
From the last in 1981, it was sparked by the shooting of Dorothy Cherry Gross.
And it was sparked by the shooting of Dorothy Cherry Gross. What sparked the Mark Duggan riot? The shooting of Mark Duggan, man.
That's
letting
right.
you know that white people couldn't control their gun 20-something years ago, 20, 30 years ago, and they still can't control their gun now. Go ahead. Just shooting as soon as they come through the door. Anyone that was that about it?
While they sought for her 21-year-old son, Michael Gross, in relation to a robbery and suspected firearm offense, they believe Michael Gross was hiding in his mother's home.
So them believing he was hiding, why do you have to shoot her, man? She's a woman, man. They shot this woman, man. And you should always remember these things, man. You should always remember the things that they do to us. So black people rioted, man. Anyone that is that about it?
So after 2 days of riots, photojournalist David Hodge had died. 43 civilians and 10 police officers were hurt. Among a number of fires, 1 building had been destroyed, 55 cars had been burnt, 58 burglaries had been committed, including acts of looting.
Listen, man, that's the only way we know how to vent our frustration. Is anyone that
Khan.
Go ahead.
In 2014, the police eventually apologized.
He did what?
In 2014.
Damn, what year did she get shot? 1985. And how much years is that? Like what? 29 years? No, that is. To be precise, 31 years, 29 years.
39 years. 35 years? No, it's like 34 years. Like,
no, it's like, wait, what year did she get shot? 85, and you apologized in what?
2005, 2015. So that would be in 29 years.
I was right. Listen, that's it. You can rewind the tape. I said 20. I was thinking, damn. I knew it was something like that. So, and he apologized in what year?
In March 2014.
Imagine it took this man 29 years just to say sorry, man. Meanwhile, this woman has been in a chair ever since then. Can't use her legs or nothing because of this devil, man. Go ahead.
The police eventually apologized for the wrongful shooting.
For the what?
Wrongful shooting.
And Mark Duggan's shooting was wrongful. And that police officer ain't apologized yet, man. Give it some time. He might apologize. But an apology ain't good enough, man. You've still got your legs, man. He still can walk and go to the shop and do whatever. Meanwhile, this sister's in a wheelchair, man. In a wheelchair, paralyzed. Is there anyone that is about it?
Pretty much it.
It's like if I could one precept as well. Get me that precept where it says, let us deal wisely with them in Egypt.
Okay, contact was on fire today, man.
Oh, they shut the system, man. And every nation has oppressed us. Every single nation has oppressed us, man. Every single nation. Now we're gonna get a scripture in Exodus.
Exodus 1:10. Come and let us deal wisely with them.
So they have to deal wisely with us, man. These other nations, they say, let us deal wisely with us, with them. You know why? Because they know if black people come together, man, it's a wrap for them, man. So they have to do what? Turn some of your black men gay. Some of you black, what's the Wayne Wade song called? Daughter, son, daughter, whatever. I don't know what. I don't know what the hell that is. What's it called? Zaya, whatever his name is. They have to make your sons turn into things like that. They have to deal wisely with us. Teach you that it's okay for a man to behave like a woman, because they know if black people came together, man, it would be an end for them. Go ahead.
Unless they are multiplied,
and they don't, and this is why they don't want us to multiply, and this is why even back then in the 1940s, 1950s, when there was these riots, they had meetings saying we can't let these black people multiply. Why? Because they was afraid that we would start a revolt, man. They know if every black man comes into the truth, there's going to be a revolt, man. They know that there's going to be every black man's going to say, you know what, we ain't selling drugs no more. We want that police officer who shot Cherry Gross out here now. They know black men are going to care for one another, man. So they need to deal with us wisely. Have black people not care about each other. Have black people in gangs. Have black people like Dwayne Wade crossing his legs like a woman. Oh, what's wrong with him? Homosexual. And Dennis Rodman and all of them. They have to deal wisely with us, man. They make you be gay for that reason. because they don't want you to multiply, because they know when black people multiply and come together, they fear that there's going to be a revolt, man. They fear that black people's going to stand on their feet and say, you know what, you oppress one of us, you oppress all of us.
That's right.
They can't have that happen, man. So they need to deal with us wisely. Give us prison. Give us a rap contract. Give us homosexuality. Give us drug overdoses. Why? Because they know you're a big, strong black man, and they need to deal with you wisely to make you weak, man. Because imagine if we all came together. Do you think this police officer could apologize 14 years? How much is it? 29 years later? Listen, man, he would be apologizing there and then, man.
That's right.
He would apologize there and then, and they would think twice, like, you know what? We can't shoot black people because they're all going to come together the right way. Now, they can't have that, so they have to deal with us wisely. Is there anyone? Is that about it? And then that's about it. So that's why they deal with us so wisely, man. You're thinking this man puts the LGBT community out there because, you know, he cares about how you feel and he cares that you want to dress like a woman. He does that. Why? Because he knows if you come in here, black people ain't going to serve white people for much longer, man. We ain't going to be slaves no more. They can't have that, man. So they have to deal with you wisely. Make sure that you take drugs. Imagine a man that's big, black, and scary, man. Imagine a man that's big, black, and scary looking, and then you convince this man to put on a skirt. He ain't scary no more, man. You've got him out the way. Imagine if it was a big, angry black man with a deep voice, man. Instead of some gay man that puts on a fake lisp. Gay man puts on a fake lisp and walks and bends his wrist. That's what they try and turn you into, man. Because they know if you... imagine if homosexuals revolted, everyone would laugh, man. Like, look at these homosexuals, man. Look at these homosexuals, man. If they revolted, man. But a big, strong black man revolting, the white man fears that, man. So he deals with you wisely and gives you Christianity. Because Christianity does what? Makes you gay. Whether you know it or not, Christianity makes you gay. Instead of you being a strong black man, what do you get? A tambourine for a tambourine once you've been in the church for what, longer than a month? You get a tambourine.
You
get a microphone, suit and a tie.
Sing it ass off.
Get a razor to shave your beard off. You shave your beard off with that razor. You put on that top hat. You worship white Jesus. And listen, man, they've dealt wisely with us, man. If you're a black man in church, I suggest you come out of the church and come to 394 Lodge Road, man.
That's right.
You come here and learn to be strong again, man. So you can be strong and have power like us. People say we look like power. Listen, we got power, man. Ain't no white man saying nothing because they're afraid of us.
That's right.
We at camp, we have them kiss our boots.
That's right.
And you some black men be trying to stop them, saying, "Master, don't kiss their boots." And that white man says, "No, I owe it to them." And we be like, "Yes, he owes it to us, man."
He kissed them size 12, man.
Exactly, man.
He kissed them size 12, man. So lucky, man. So again, today we went into quite a few policemen. We went into the policeman that killed a woman. We went into the policeman that the policewoman that got twisted up. And there's just one more policeman I gotta get into, man. So lucky. You not ready for him, bro?
Go ahead.
The one more policeman that I gotta get into, man. So lucky, man. This nyami policeman here, man. So lucky. You may have seen him. You may have heard about the Jamaican. This is a video of a Jamaican policeman that was eating out some gal's front on the job, man. You may hear about him, but the nyami policeman. Hey, Quasar, you heard about him? Quasar. You know, why you that big, man? This is a policeman that got a wife at home apparently, and he was on duty, man. He got his uniform, man, and apparently he's suicidal because this video went it went viral, man. And this man was nyamming that girl on the job, man. So lucky, on the job. Listen, I want to say, man, so lucky, man. And this man, he knew the camera was rolling and didn't care, and now he wants to commit suicide. So lucky, man. Yo, I don't want to say, dog, but it's lawful, but damn. Shit, man. Don't go viral with that. Don't go viral with the thing, man. And the guy's man, look, man, eating the mackerel with the pum sauce, man. So lucky. And listen, there's no point committing suicide, man. What you need to do is go check that girl, man, that was recording it, man. The girl that made this leak, man. So lucky. She owes you an apology. This girl owes you an apology, man. And listen, you're on the job, man. You meant to be holding the law. This man's holding his tongue, man, on the job, man. So lucky, man. I gotta get off this cloud, man. So lucky.
Like who recorded him? The actual woman.
The woman recorded him.
The woman who was doing whatever he was doing to record him.
Yeah, and he knew it was a secret. He knew, but I don't think he knew in a boss's secret like that. And she popped the secret now, went viral, and now I'm hearing he wants to kill himself and that.
Did he get fired?
I'm not sure, you know, but a situation like that, but you guys own it, man. You guys own it.
He's better off just saying, you know what? He's better off just holding his hand up to it and saying, you know what? He might as well say he was drunk. Say he was drunk. Tell him blame it on the alcohol, and it would blow over in about 3 months. People
She probably got it with the iPhone as well. Woman catch you with the iPhone. Psh, you can't even deny. You can't even deny it's you, man. That's she catch you with the iPhone. You effed, man. So luck ya. She gets all your features, your dimples, oh man.
Where was he? Was he in her house or was he on road?
No, it's in the back. It looks like the back of the car, you know.
In the back of the police car.
Or a car, it's a car, man. Is that a car? It's in the back of a car, man. It's lucky, man. And he got his wedding ring on in the picture, man.
And he's actually doing that with his fingers. That's
a video. And he's a deacon. And these deacons talk about, yeah, man, the one wife. I thought a deacon's supposed to have one wife, man.
Damn.
I thought a deacon was supposed to have one wife, man.
A deacon was meant to be the husband, the one wife.
I thought he was supposed to have one wife, man. This man yamming out down on the side, man. So lucky. That's why they want to teach that sex ain't marriage, man. You know why? Because the one of them girls on the slide, man. That way they can say, well, you know what? Technically, I'm not a husband, you know, car. I didn't really have sex with her. I said, you know, give her a little nyammy on the side, man. So
lucky that white woman. I think he needs a 6 p.m. curfew, man. That woman might be right, man. He needs a 6 p.m. curfew. She might be right. I might be with her on that one. He needs a 6 p.m. curfew, man.
A sister goes, she believes. Sister goes, Khan, I believe he lost his job. Ra'alba goes, caught in the 4K. That's cold, man. You got what's called 1080. Yeah, caught in the 1080, man. So lucky, man. You caught like that. You can't even deny that shit. Now, goodbye. Remember when BlackBerry come out and one was hitting niggas with the screenshots? When the screenshots come out, our lives changed, man. Everybody has to be careful what you're saying, man. All them lovey-dovey texts or the freaky texts you get is screenshotted, man. And likewise today, man. Damn, these pastors are getting screenshotted, man. Heard there's another deacon talking about deacons or another deacon that I won't say his name, but apparently had a dick pic on his phone, man. So lucky. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh yeah.
you know what I'm talking about, yeah. So yeah, man. Someone had a dick pic on the phone, man. So lucky. You know what I mean? I don't know what to say, man, but
she's gaming. It's lucky. Yeah. You're supposed to have them things on your phone, man. Yeah, meant to have them things on your phone. Listen, if you're a man, you ain't supposed to have next man all naked and topless on your phone, man.
That's right.
It's disgusting, man. Oh, I don't know what's wrong with some of you men, man. Come to the I.S.U.P.K where you can learn to be a man and not be a homosexual man. Obviously, this man that was in the car with a woman, at least it was a woman. We give him that. Do we give him that? At least it was a woman.
I'll give him that.
I'll give him that.
Honestly, listen, according to the law, this man did nothing wrong. He did nothing wrong. Listen, the woman had no man. Listen, he can yam whatever he wants, man. It's his business. But come on, keep on the raps, man. Damn. Keep the video between you and her, man. I don't want to go on YouTube and see a man licking his 10 fingers, man. Like, you know, oh man, I don't want to see that, man. Keep it off YouTube, man. My daughter can't even go on YouTube no more, man. I gotta put the kids one on because of him, man. This nigga needs a 6 p.m. curfew, man. So lucky,
I thought he ate KFC or something. I thought he had KFC or something at first, and then this is the first time I'm seeing it. So I thought KFC came out with a new, recipe, and the seasoning was on his fingers. And that's what I thought until they're telling me that's what it done. I might have to leave this one alone. Damn, he needs the curfew, man. 6 p.m.
He's the curfew, man. So lucky. So this is the next video that I went into. It's regards to the curse in the Bible, man. They did studies and they said that black people are #1 in COVID-19, man. And this is the documentary that I got it from. So I'm going to play it. Then we get the precepts on it real quick as well.
So, Doctor, I've just been to Brent, which is a very diverse community, and I've seen that the community there was massively impacted by COVID. Was that reflected nationally?
It is supported by the data that we have nationally. So in June 2020, the Office of National Statistics actually did a really good breakdown of what the population in England and Wales looks like according to ethnicity. So if we look at the table that they've got up there, you'll see that 86% of the population in England and Wales are considered white, which means that the remaining 14% are people of colour, like you and me. So from that, you'd expect that the people who are going to be hardest hit are going to be white people, right? Mm-hmm. And yet, during the first wave, people of colour accounted for 34% of all patients admitted to intensive care, which is more than twice what you'd expect.
And we know that the people who are entering ICU units are the most serious cases, right?
Absolutely.
So it would say that not only are the numbers disproportionate, but the effects of the COVID are disproportionately affecting people of colour.
Absolutely. It's hitting us hardest. The ONS also looked at whether your ethnicity put you at greater risk of dying from COVID than a white person of the same age. And if you look at this next graph, what you'll see is that the results are actually quite staggering, because it's showing you that it's not white people who are most at risk of dying from COVID-19. So the white population are there right at the bottom. Now, to me, this graph is bad news for people like you and me. I'm of Indian origin. So if you look at where I'm on the graph, I'm twice as likely to die from COVID as my white friends.
And if I look at this graph, I am 3 times more likely to die of COVID. That's extraordinary.
Damn. And look at that, man. Black people are number 1 on the chart of COVID, man. And they did all these research and had all these philosophies of why the black people die of COVID more than anybody else. And guess what? I'm going to tell you what it is. It's the Lord, man. The Lord's against us, man. And the Lord's killing us until we come back to him, man. Simple as that. The first hypothesis was this. What it is, black people work on the front lines. We're poor, so we don't get the good jobs. The doctors and the lawyers, they're away from COVID, whereas black people are on the front line dealing with COVID face to face. That's what they said. And then she said, out of all the doctors that died, mainly black doctors died, man. And guess what? Doctors ain't poor. Doctors ain't on the front lines dealing with COVID patients, man. Doctors don't have a poor life. They said what it was, black people are mainly poor, and poor people don't have good health care, so that's why they die. So then why are these black doctors dying too, man? It got nothing to do with your lifestyle, how much money you made. It got all to do with you just being black, man. As a black man, you got laws to keep and to follow, and if you don't follow them, the Lord is against you, man. And the Lord is against black people. The Lord wants black people to come back to him, man. Until we come back to him and stop eating pork, crab, shrimp, lobster, being homosexuals, sexual deviants, and lesbians, man, the Lord will keep killing us. The white man scratching his head. He can't get his head around it. It's like, why is it killing black people? Maybe because they're poor. But then he realized out of all the doctors that died, it was mainly black people. So it got nothing to do with money, man. Got nothing to do with money because doctors ain't poor. And he can't figure out why these black men are dying of COVID-19 and no one else is. He can't get his head around it, man. And I'm going to blow his mind today because God is not on our side, man. Right. Someone give me that real quick in Deuteronomy, man.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15.
And this Deuteronomy 28 and 15. And in this book, the Lord says what will happen to black people if we disobey his laws, if we don't follow his laws. Read that for me.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
And the Lord said, if you don't listen to me, you don't hearken to my voice, this is what will happen. Keep reading.
To observe to do all his commandments.
To observe and to do all his commandments, man. What's some of the Lord's commandments, man? You can't be a sexual deviant, man. Right. You can't be yamming a woman's box and tape, man, and make it go viral, man.
And his statutes which I command thee this day.
Keep reading.
That all these curses shall come upon thee.
And the Lord said, if you disobey me, all these curses will come upon you, man. All these punishments will come upon you, man. And what's some of these curses, man? Police brutality, COVID-19, man. Keep reading.
All these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
And what?
Overtake thee.
And overtake you, man. You know when you're driving and someone overtakes you, meaning a minute ago they were behind you and now they're in front of you, man. That's the curses that we have.
Right.
They overtake us, man. You have a black woman living her life, and before you know it, she's burying her son, man.
Right.
Now, a minute ago, she had curses. Now she got more curses. Why? Because she's been overtaken, man. A minute ago, she was struggling with the light bill, with the rent. Now she got the light bill and the rent and the bill to bury her son. Now she got to pay for a coffin also, man.
Right.
Now she got to pay for a funeral too, man. That's someone being overtaken with curses, man. Keep reading.
Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field.
And no matter where we are, we're cursed, man. In the city, in the field, it don't matter where we are, man. Keep reading.
Cursed shall thy cursed shall be thy basket and thy store.
Give me the part of one where it shall pursue you. Let me know when you're there. No, take your time. Verse 45.
Let me see.
Verse 45.
Yeah, there is. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee.
And the Bible said these curses shall come upon you and pursue you, man. You know what pursue means? Pursue means to chase, man. When police got you in hot pursuit. What's that that movie by Will Smith? Pursuit to Happiness, man. Means he's chasing his happiness, he's chasing his dream, man. These curses shall chase us, man. So what does that mean? No matter where you go, you're gonna get these curses. Whether you're a doctor, guess what? You're still gonna die of COVID-19, man. That's right. Why could these curses have chased you, man? They're gonna chase you, man. What's his name? Jay-Z. Jay-Z thought he was rich, and he thought that black problems don't apply to him until his woman's sister started to fight him in the elevator, man. It don't matter. See, he thought that happens to only poor black people. You know when you go to pick up your son, and the mom and the sister and the auntie all want to fight you, man. He thought that only happened to poor black people, man. That happens to rich ones too, man. Why could these curses chase you, man? Whether you're poor or whether you're rich, man. See, they thought COVID-19 only kills poor black people. Guess what? It kills doctors also, man. See, they thought only black people get racial profiled and, you know, this like that. When Oprah Winfrey went to a store, man, she went to a shop and she asked for a woman, yo, can you pass that bag? And the woman goes, don't bother, you can't afford it, man. But Oprah Winfrey is the richest woman on the face of the earth. Not the richest black woman, the richest woman on the face of the earth, man. But she got racially discriminated, just like how give me a black woman's name, man. You know what I mean? Just like how Latoya gets racially discriminated, man. Why? Because these cases chase us, man. They pursue us no matter where we go, man. No matter where we go. Jamelia from Birmingham, man, went on a train and they was asking her for a ticket, man. Where's your ticket? Not knowing that she can buy 10,000 tickets, man. Because you can't escape these curses. Don't think you won't get COVID because you're rich or because you got money. These curses are going to chase us, man. Why? Until we come back to the Lord, man. The Lord said, listen, he put his curse on us, not to kill us. So that we will say, you know what, the Lord's against us, man. Let's get the Lord back on our side, man. That's right. I don't want to die, man. Let's get the Lord back on our side, man. It's like, anyone chime in real quick?
Yes, yeah. And like what he said, that is heavy, man. You know, a lot of people think it's about the black wealth economics, and it's got nothing to do with that, man. It's about black people serving their God. That's what it's about. It's got nothing to do with, you know what I mean, your riches and your money. It's got something to do with we got laws to abide by, and we don't abide by them laws, man. That's right. That's why we're dying. It's not as deep as people like to make out. You know, like one thing that we don't know is for us to obey our God, it would solve so many things that we have. But instead, we think to fix it, it's got to be something deep, man. It's got to be something so hard. And it's not, man. It's as simple as you, me, all of us as blacks, Hispanics, just being obedient, man. That's it.
It's like you said, if you're out there, you don't believe, oh no, the curse don't chase black people, just poor black people. I'm gonna play a video for you, man.
There was a choice. I didn't want there to be a choice. I knew that if we were going to really make a change in the world, then like everyone else, we had to stand up and be counted. Hi, I'm Janet Walker and I'm the chair of Anti-Racist Cumbria. I used to be a lawyer for a very long time, 18 years in fact. The reason really that I left the law was because I found that as a woman and as a black woman, I was constantly subjected to discrimination. I remember when I was a very young lawyer and one of my very first appearances in court, I have very long hair, it's locks, and it was tied back neatly. And I walked into court terrified, wanting to do the best for my client, and the judge, who was a white male, said to me, "You can't come into my courtroom with your hair like that." Needless to say, I lost the case, and that the aggression that I was met with for no other reason than the fact that I happened to be a black woman really hit home, and I knew that I was always going to have to fight. And I think when we saw what was going on around...
Look at that, man. This woman's a lawyer. She's a solicitor, a lawyer for what, 19 years? Amy, tell me, she goes through what you go through living in Brixton. She goes through what you go through living in Handsworth. You know why? Because we're all under this curse, man. That's right. The Lord put black people under a curse, not just poor ones. Rich ones don't get to escape this. We all go through it, man. If you're a black man working at McDonald's, you get robbed. Your labor gets robbed, man. You work hard and make pennies, man. If you're a black rich millionaire rapper, likewise, you get robbed, man. That's right. You get robbed, man. Record companies rob black people, man. A lot of black people want to go independent nowadays. Why? Because record companies rob black people blind, man. You're out there writing all the lyrics, producing all the songs, rehearsing, sound check, going on stage, and you get what, $1 million, man. Meanwhile, the man that paid the check gets hundreds of millions, man. We get robbed, man. And why? Because the curses are on all black people, man. Not just some, not just a percentage, not just the poor ones, but all black people, man. So like, yeah.
And the way that judge said you can't come in the courtroom, the thing is, the job that this sister's doing is a good job, and the white man sees it as this is a white man's job. Why have you got it? So that's how they see it. Like, you see certain jobs where you make a decent amount of money, and black people have them. White people see it as it's disrespectful that this black person's even got this job. This job should be reserved for our people. That's how white people look at it. So she's in the court, and this man's looking at her like, you're a criminal yourself. Why the hell are you? You're a criminal yourself. Why the hell are you representing anyone in court? You should be in the dock. That's how he's looking at her. He's looking at her like she should be in the dock. And this is why the saying that black people come with, black people, we have to work twice as hard. We have to work twice as hard because our oppressor's the devil, man. You working the same amount as him, he ain't going to give you the job. Like, every job that you go to, you're competing against someone. So once you go to a job interview, you have to have twice the amount of qualifications as the white person there, man, or you ain't going to get the job. And it's by the mercy of the Lord why we even get jobs, man. If you know how racist this system is and how racist the higher ups are, you know that really if it wasn't for the Lord, we wouldn't have no job, man. So on that note, you send your money to the I.S.U.P.K because the Lord gave you that job.
That's right, man. That's right, man. We get one more. We're gonna get into the main topic. So this is Mega Man. Everyone knows, Mega Man. 21 seconds. Come on, you know what? So Silent Crew. Listen, I was a fan, man. Shit, Ashley D was my nigga.
Ashley D, I was give that.
I'll say Romeo.
What you say, Romeo? Nah, man. Ashley D was a guy, man. Ashley D was in Bullet Boy. I think at the time, Ashley D got nicked on gun charges. Ashley D, what else was Ashley D on? Some Bullet Boy gun charges. So it was a guy everybody wanted to be, man. You know what I mean? Mega Man was like a leader.
Yeah.
You know, a Mega Man made peas back then before there was YouTube, you know. Like, we grinded and did his thing and that, man. That's how black people were back then. So Mega Man was on, what's his name? Lippy's podcast. And Tricky's like that, Lippy's. What are Lippy and Tricky bedrooms now?
Yeah, but that's a different podcast.
They broke off now?
Nah, they do for the culture, but this one's just his own one, truth be told.
Oh, I heard Tricky don't let people talk, innit?
Nah, he keep hardly.
Tricky's all button, he don't want to let niggas talk and that, man. But anyway, this brother's on Tricky's podcast, and this is what the brother had to say, man. And he weren't wrong, man. He weren't wrong at all.
How good can your kids grow up in the area? How is your area developing? All right, you've had this estate to hustle your weed.
No one speaks to them no more, so they're kind of left to just
being gangster.
Do what they want.
Being gangster has never been about being a bad boy.
100% not.
Or being able to catch bodies. There's position is in gangsterism for people like that, but that's not gangsterism. Being a bad boy, gangsterism is like your area. How good can your kids grow up in the area? How is your area developing? All right, you've had this estate to hustle your weed or your drugs on for a certain period of time to better yourselves and the people around you. How good is your estate now? Is your estate developed? Is it a better area where the kids can go and play now? Or can the elders go and sit in the park in your estate without hearing gunshots around them? How have you developed your estate? Because when we look at real gangsters, fam, built Miami. You understand what I'm saying? Like, gangsters built Vegas.
But that's what I'm saying. You see, in
so
London,
it's like
I
when
think
you
it was
look
more
at
personally,
like
everyone was just
even when
thinking
you
of
look at
themselves.
old school white gangsters, they invested into land and property. One of them owned the Shard. These are white gangsters, bro.
But bro,
so like black people, we didn't invent gangsterism. It came from the opposition, yeah, or whatever you say, yeah.
Look at that, man. The brother said a key thing, man. He said black people did not invent gangsterism, man. He said gangsters are the ones that built Hollywood, built Miami, built Vegas. He said a gangster owns a Shard. That Shard, man. You know that Shard where you keep taking your wife for Valentine's Day to eat them. What's it called? Them cuts. What's it called? Them steak cuts. You go into the Shard with your fancy suit on, man. A gangster owned the Shard, man. He said black people did not invent gangsterism, man. I'm gonna play it back for you again.
So like black people, we didn't invent gangsterism. It came from the opposition, yeah, or whatever you say, yeah. So it's
and what the brother says, bang on. Black people did not invent gangsterism, but what did they do? Every minute, look at black people and say, "You lot are the gangsters, man. You lot are the gangsters." Listen, they talk about the drive-by shooting, man. Long before there was such things called Bloods and Crips, who was sticking a Tommy gun out of car windows, man, and doing what you call a drive-by, man? The white man was doing it, man. Long before we even done that, man. Long before selling cocaine and crack. Who was bootleggers, man? Selling illegal alcohol, man. The white man was doing that, man. They are the real criminals, man. They are the gangsters. We ain't gangsters, man. Do you know why America broke off from Britain? Britain wanted America to buy tea from them. Britain said, you can't buy tea from nowhere else. You got to buy tea from us, man. And guess who else does that? Gangsters, man. That's right. Gangsters, listen, you can't buy your coke nowhere else, man. I don't care if you got a cheaper plug. You buy it from me, man, or else, man. It's called extortion, man. But they make out like black people are the gangsters. We ain't the gangsters, man. Gangsters come to your house and what? Run up in your house and steal all of your goods, man. Guess who else is that? America, man. Run up in your country and take all the oil, man. Long before Bloods and Crips, man. Long before long before stick up kids, man. Gangsterism didn't come from black people. It came from the opposition, man. And they got the nerve to look on black people and say that we're the gangsters, man. I'm gonna show you a clip of a drive-by shooting, man. Long before Bloods and Crips, long before 1969 with Tookie Williams, man. Way before that, man. Look at this, man. This is a drive-by shooting by Dick Tracy in like the 20s. In the 20s, man. And look at that, man. These devils are shooting out of a car window, man. Shooting out of a car window with a Tommy gun. A Tommy gun is a gun from World War II, man. That's showing you the age of drive-by shootings, man. Drive-by shootings predate the Bloods and Crips, man. It predates the Tottenham, TMD, Tottenham, man, them. It predates Burgers and Johnson, man. It predates the killing of what? Charlie Shakespeare. Predates it, man. Mega Man's correct, man. We ain't the real gangbangers, man. They are, man. And we've learned everything from our oppressors, from the good to the bad. It's like it's all bad. Ain't nothing good from them, man. And they make out like, yeah, black people, something wrong with them, man. Something wrong with them, man. Right. We learned that behavior from you. It's like other one.
Nah, and like, what's heavy is, you're right, everything we do is learned, man. It's nothing we made up just being around us. It's something we learned from them. And then what they like to do is say, look at them, man. When, we learned it from the best, man. All this drug dealing, killing, we learned it from you, man. England is a country that oppresses other countries. And, us being in England, we learned it from the best. So before someone looks at us, they might want to look at England first, man.
That's right.
And instead of always trying to blame a black man, point the finger at the UK and go, listen, it's your fault why this race of people are like this, man.
Real quick. And it's true you say that, because I was watching one of them, you know the mobster the documentaries. I was watching one the other day, and it's true, man. White men, they started this gangster stuff. I mean, look at Al Capone with the Valentine's Day massacre, man. When how much people did he kill? Seven. Like, pretended to be police officers, lined them up against the wall and killed them all, man. There was bootlegging alcohol. And then when you look at Las Vegas now, who set up Las Vegas? Las Vegas was like a desert back then. So Las Vegas was a desert. So then the five families of the mob, they had five families. So the family that Bugsy Siegel was in, he went to Vegas and set up the casinos, man. He rigged the machines, set up the casinos. And then now, that's why they set up the Flamingo Strip. And what do you see when you see in Vegas now? The Flamingo Strip, man. Where Tupac got shot, man. I blame Bugsy Siegel for Tupac getting shot, man. Because listen, if it weren't for him setting up the Flamingo Strip, Tupac would have never been there, Mr. Lucky. That's another topic. But they set up all these things, man. Like look up Vegas, how they set up all the casinos. Look up the real gangsters. Puerto Rico. What's the next one's name? Tony Accardo. These are real gangsters, man, that had all these guns. They even, what's his name? What's that guy's name that was the president and he got shot in the car? What's his name again? Yeah. Listen, they even rigged the votes so that Kennedy got the votes for Chicago, man. They even rigged them votes. And Kennedy's brother was a police officer that was trying to bring the Chicago outfit down, man. And in the end, after his brother got killed, he kind of stood down. But these was real gangsters. They had links to the politicians, links to the police. And this is why they got their drugs and their alcohol and their prostitution and their gambling. This is why they got to do all of it. Why? Because they was linked to the mayor of their city. Meanwhile, black people think the gangsters, and who have you got? You're scared of the little police officer? You ain't got the police in your palm. You can't phone the police and find out who the snitch is. This is what the mafia was doing, man. You would phone the police for witness protection. Al Capone would phone the police saying, "So who's the snitch?" He'll be like, "Such and such, the witnessing protecting him in this room." They would just come there and throw you out of a window, man. Listen, black people, we ain't gangsters, man. We ain't got them kind of links that the mafia had. What they would do is, hey, listen, man, Al Capone walked into court, man, one day. No, he walked into the police station with a suitcase. He slammed on the counter. The policeman's gone, "What's this?" He goes, "This is money for my bail." So he told them the crime that he'd done and paid his bail and walked right out at the same time, man. Black people, you can't do that, man. You don't have that privilege in this white man's world, man. This is why you could never be a gangster. Even at the time, there was at the time of Tony Accardo, which is the Chicago outfit. There was a black man that was he was making money off spinning wheels, and they kidnapped him, man. They just kidnapped him, and they said, "Yo, we can't have this nigga making money." They kidnapped him, they beat him up, and then I think his wheels was making, I believe it was 2 million, and then they said to him, "You give us your wheels, and we'll let you live, and we'll give you a cut." So they took 2 million. Every 2 million he was getting 200 grand, man. They robbed him blind, man. And the thing is, at the end of the day, we ain't gangsters, man. Because some people that say they're gangsters, they're in jail and they can't wait to get out on the crime. You see them doing all these. You see them do them interviews from jail, and kids, don't listen, man. Just how about you just don't try and be something that you're not. The white man's a gangster and a criminal when we meant to be priests, man. We meant to be priests of the Lord.
Right.
And the thing is, when you're meant to be a priest and you're trying to be Al Capone, it's just not going to work, man.
That's right.
The same way Al Capone can't be a priest, man. And Al Capone knew that, man. So Al Capone was being a gangster like he's supposed to be. Whereas you're supposed to be a priest, man. That's what you should do. Come in here, get put on all black, become a trooper, and be a priest, man. That way you'll stay at jail and avoid being shot and all of those kind of things, man. Because being a gangster, it only ends one way. Like, you tell me one black successful gangster. Tell me just one.
So, like, if I may, that's the Lord telling you something, black man. The Lord telling you that you're not supposed to be no murderer, man. Right. You're righteous. Listen, the white man becomes a killer and a murderer and a gangster. Guess what? It gets the shard, man. Right. The shard. Listen, the shard is a big ass building, man. For anyone that don't know, in London, man, the white man becomes a gangster. He gets Vegas. Right. The white man becomes a gangster. He gets successful. You kill one person, you go jail for life, man. No shard for you. Listen, any money that you did seize, any money that you did have, which is pocket change, gets seized by the police, man. Right. The white man gets the shard, man. I researched the other day, the shard costs 150 million pounds, man. And you get a little beamer, 30 bags. I think you're doing it big. And when you go to jail, that beamer gets seized, man. It's like the Lord showing you something, black man. This life ain't for you, man. Right. You're a priest, man. It's like a quite as if you could. I see quite as like Doppy and Slaki killing a nice soup over there. I beg you show the camera the soup, man. I'm gonna show you how Hammer is. I don't know African man can make soup like this, man. Show him the soup real quick, man. Listen, the soup smells so good. You can smell it through the camera, man. Show him that soup real quick.
Show them what's in there. Show them
look at that soup. Ah, come on, look at that soup, man.
Show the dumpling.
Show the dumpling.
Show the dumpling.
Fufu can't fuck with this. Oh, come on, man. Salaki, man. Look at the super hand, man.
Show the dumpling. No dumpling. Salaki, there's no. He ate all no dumpling.
Show the dumpling.
No more in there.
The one dumpling left. This is real food, man. That won't run your belly, man.
Show them that you're eating it with a spoon as well.
Show
them
you're
eating the
dumpling.
Anyone that
don't know, that's a spinner right there. Man, call it spinner. My room calls it a spinner still. Oh, no.
Is that a proper name?
No. The long dumpling, they call it a spinner.
Did they?
Yeah. What, a man call it spinner as well? Or nah?
Nah.
Dumpling. All right, so it's new to me, but my room calls it a spinner. Fuck knows what that is. That's what dumplings to be. But anyway, whether it's round or whatever. But yeah, man, that food will run man's belly, man. Mm-hmm. So anyway, so lucky before we wrap up, where we going now, man? Jakura and Popcorn, man, having a fight over a Nigerian woman, man.
They're both not the same woman.
So Jakura now must have called some woman to his yard, Nigerian woman. This Nigerian woman must have called Popcorn. So Popcorn now was like, no, so Jakira's like, yo, who's that your phone? So Popcorn pulls up now, fighting for this woman now. You know what I mean? Apparently, the video footage ain't been released yet, but full hype, so they saw the whole thing. Apparently, Jakira was gripping up Popcorn, man. Put that back the machete at him. You get me? Gripping up Popcorn, you get me? Popcorn had a license gun, back the gun on him. All this for a Nigerian woman, man. Had this been a regular Jamaican black woman, guess what they would have done? They would have took it in turns, man.
Mm-hmm.
They would have took it in turns, say, this little sketter, man. Yeah, man, you have your goal, man. When you finish, pass her this way. But a Nigerian woman, we got to fight for her, man. I got to back my machete, man. You got to back your gun, man. That's how destroyed black people are. How much videos you watch and artists talk about, yeah, man, had a quick battery, had to use this girl and lock her off and yeah. This girl, she's worth fighting for, man. And that's how low black people are. I'm gonna tell you why. Because once upon a time, black people used to fight to be white. Why? Because white people were rich. But black people are so on the bottom, we fight for anything now, man. Right. Imagine there's black people lying about, yeah, coolie in my family. Listen, why are you boasting about being coolie, man? Listen, I'm not sure if you know this. Do you know where coolies come from? Coolies come from India, man. You're lying and saying you come from a country where they have a rat temple for rats, man. You're lying and saying, yo, I'm coolie, man. I don't feel you understand where coolies come from. Someone told me they went to India and people was pissing on the floor, man. I heard in India you were talking and you swallow a fly. That's how nasty is over there. But you don't want to be a nigger so much. I'd rather be Indian. Yeah, I'm cool. I'm a father's side. You know, a black man have 2 little curls in his head back. And see, I'm coolie. You know what I mean? I'm cool. Listen, man. That's how low we become. That we want to be coolie. When the coolie, do you know when the East Indian man came to Jamaica, he came naked, man. Do you know the East Indian man? India qualified for the World Cup, and they said we won't play in the World Cup. Why? Because we don't want to wear shoes, man. Because we don't wear leather. Because we worship the cow and the cow's holy. Therefore, we don't want to wear leather. And they said to the FIFA, which is the Federal International Football Association, said to them, listen, we want to play World Cup with no shoes, man. And we're so low. We want to be them. So like that's a shame. And we're so low, we're fighting for an African woman, man. A woman with a plate in their lip. You know African, listen, let me tell you something that might blow your mind. I'm saying it, and if anyone don't like it, they can call this phone, 079 607 46784. Africans have plates in their lip, man.
Right.
Africans drink blood, man.
Right.
Africans eat bush meat, man.
Right.
And I dare anyone tell me different, man. People say, no, you don't. Yes, you do. The ones that don't are the ones that's been colonized, man. The white man went to Africa and put them in suits and ties. Before the suits and ties, they was eating bush meat, man. Every last one of them. Don't tell me some of them were. Not all of them was. Every last one of them, man. All of them was, man. Before the white man went there and colonized them, they was naked. Before the white man went there and colonized them, they had plates in their lips, man. The Nigerians to this day still cut themselves, man. Cut themselves in the face. The Skeptic got a tune called I make Nigerians proud of the, what's it? I make Nigerians proud of the facial scars, man. It's what they do, man. Don't think because they come to England now and they put on a pair of heels and a bit of contour, and you think, she's peng, man. What was it? She's leng. She's leng, man. Listen, she comes from a people that cut their faces, man.
Right.
You're looking at, I'm coolie, man. Listen, you don't want to be coolie, man. You go to a coolie man's house and see his grandma, man. And grandma got the sari on. She's spitting on the floor and eating chapatis and them things. You don't want to be them, man. But we're so low, we beg to be them, man. It's like the other one.
And also too, what they've done, it shows that they hate their own. Let me tell you something. About 6 years ago, I went to Jamaica, and the women over there were so nice, man. And you don't fight for any of them. You fight for an African. So you're on an island where there's women galore, and you want to fight over an African woman. It shows that deep down, they don't love their own people, man. That's right. They value her above their own people on the island, man. That's right. There's women galore, man, and you want to fight over an African. And guess what? You know what I mean? We are above them Africans, man.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
If I may, African Empress, listen, it's a fact. Show me any African country before colonization, how they dress, man. Listen, they're always naked, man. Absolutely. They all served idols of wood and stone, man. They all cut their faces in these silly rituals, man. You're looking at Africa today. You're looking at parts of Nigeria and certain parts. Listen, the Egyptians wore loincloths, man. The Egyptians wore loincloths, man. They all did. Listen, you're looking at today where the white man went there and colonized them and, put them in suits. All of them did it, man. They all ate bush meat, man. Where do you think Ebola comes from, man? Ebola comes from eating bush meat, man. Keep reading. Suck it.
Nah, and it's heavy that you said that, because even in time of Exodus, the Egyptians, they dominated Africa, and with all the riches and the gold, they were still walking around naked. Even though they had all the wealth in that time in history, on the hieroglyphs, they are still naked. So, sure. Yeah, man. So, you know what I mean? They're naked. And you know, in the time of Exodus, they ruled Africa, some of the Middle East as well. And with all of the wealth and the money they had, surely they could have wore a lot much more. But there wasn't, man. They were even just say loin a cloth. We showed you that for them, walking around not wearing anything, it's just second nature, man. It's natural. So, you know, anyone to say otherwise, you don't know as much about Africa as you think you do, man. I don't care if you follow Rastafarianism. You don't know about Africa, man.
Look at that,
Because
man.
if you did, you wouldn't want any part to even do with them, man.
And this is an African with a cow pissing on his head, man. This is their history, man. It's what they do, man. Excuse me, I didn't make this up. People look at Africans now with the dashiki. Listen, dashiki is not African culture, man. It's Arabian culture, man. You're looking at, you know, the white man came and colonized them. The Arabs came and colonized them. Listen, this is not what they do, man. In the Bible, God took us from the Egyptians, and what did God say? Don't have sex with your sister, man. Don't celebrate other gods, man. Why? Because that's what they was doing. That's the things they did, man. They circumcised women, man. They cut a woman's clitoris off in certain parts of Africa, man. It's mad because every black man that claims to be Africa wants to be the good part of Africa.
What part of Africa? That's good.
So African Empress, what part of Africa are you from, man? Because it's mad. Every African, when you say your black people are African, man, having it in the hieroglyphs, having it in the pyramids. Well, listen, Africa comprised of 50 plus countries, man. Why not the man with the cow pissing on his head? Why you don't want to be him? I ain't him, yeah, I ain't him. But when it comes to the mathematics, what's it called? The astrology, they want all that, man. But guess what? The man with tribal scars, he's African too, man. The man with the Platon's lip, he's African too, man. Why you don't want to be him, man? Why you don't want to be him? Why you want to pick and choose, man? It's like a dunga bar.
And African Empress, she's not a real African. You know why? Because calling yourself an African Empress is like some white woman calling herself European princess. Right. She would let you know what part. She was to call herself an English princess. From your saying African Empress, or exactly, they would let you know what part of Europe they're from. So all right, then you West African. What part of West Africa are you from? Because this is the common one. Come on, we know where you're going. Come on, African number one, African Empress 01. Come on, let us know, because you're the first African Empress. Come on, that we've dealt with. Let's see what part she's from. We're gonna have a bit of fun with you today. Come on, you're gonna learn you ain't African today, man. Come on, African Empress. No, nothing. That African internet's a little slow. That African internet's a little slow. Let me just move on. The African internet's
in the meantime, we'll move on to the video with Popcorn anyway. So luck, yeah.
Oh, she said she's from Sierra Leone.
A war. I don't think the public knows still because them a try keep it out of the media. But a serious war go on between the two artists them. Them at odds. And guess what them a fight for? Not over a girl, Popcorn go a Jackie house theme. And that's why it gets serious. Man a jag gun and Jackie for run going him house go for him last. Yeah man, Jackie run go for him a shake because of him alone there. And Popcorn forward with 6 man. So this is how it start. You know Jackie always a fly in him woman them. You remember that little thing that where he go viral with Jackie and the 2 woman them. Now watch this. Jackie bringing in a big body African girl. Sexy African girl, you know. And she there to sing a house for a while and you don't know the thing go. But then Jackie realized that she had text somebody. Guess who she had text when Jackie check the phone? She had text a youth named Andre. No most Andre Sutherland, Popcorn. So this girl is a groupie. And one of them girl, they want to see a celebrity, you just call her and fly her in and a year girl that. Well, for Jackie, I never just theme girl alone. Because the girl that they had text Popcorn. So Jackie start rough her up now and say, yo, what you deal with? What kind of style that? You get me? I say. So she not like, oh, Jackie rough her up. So she takes Popcorn now and she call Popcorn and say, hey, Andre, come get me. You know it's you I love now. You know you make my heart pound now. All right, in all seriousness, I don't know how she sound, but she tell Andre for come get her. She said, come get me, Andre, come get me. and the Jakir get mad. So anyways, Popcorn never did forward. Him send Zamunda. You don't know Zamunda, Popcorn Bridging, the singer. Him send Zamunda for her. So when Zamunda pop up at Jakir house now, Jakir see man say, yo, what you do yasso? What you a do yasso? Zamunda say, yo, sorry singer, sorry singer. It's like Zamunda never know or at the moment him get coward. I don't know, but Zamunda say, yo, sorry singer, and gone. Jump back in the car and gone. So Popcorn now have to step up, have to do the job himself. Because when Zamunda roll up, it's a townhouse place, you know, just for when you get an understanding of how the place look. When Zamunda roll up, he might go say, yo, Popcorn, send me for the girls. Jackie, I say, yo, like you want me come in your head, man. Popcorn send it for which girl? Little boy, move from your son. Popcorn fly in a girl in the country. Him can send for a girl. So when Zamunda says, sorry singer, and gone, Popcorn forward back with about 6 months. And when Popcorn forward back with dear disrespect. Me I tell you say, yo, Popcorn I tell Jakir, because when Jakir talk back to Popcorn, you know, I'm not even for say it like that. But when Jakir and Popcorn they in a heated argument and everybody there say, yo, easy. Popcorn I say, boy, you're a bad man. Eh? You have the girl locked up in the house, you're a rapist, you're a raper. You should have jar that car there. So Jakir now go say, no boy will get boxed up and kick up in a Gaza and get treated like girl in a Gaza. Can't give me no chat. So by then it'll get even more heated. Popcorn say, you're a Rasta. You go like you're a real Rasta. Me a real Rasta. You're a raper man. I just be at that car there in my job and Jakir. You're a raper man. Let go the girl. So Popcorn drape up Jakir and Jakir drape him up back and say, you, what you do? Little boy, what you do? And Popcorn they one like Popcorn a deal with Jakir like him a little pitney. Me I tell you no, him a deal with the man with no respect. Like the two of them drape up each other, you know. But Popcorn just step on, yo, raper boy, you're a bad man, you raper boy. I saw him a deal with Jakir, you know, brother. And remember, a Jakir horse. But the thing is,
I gotta cut it, man. But look at this, man. 2 brothers fighting for some Nigerian, man. Listen, man, you know who should be fighting for this woman? Why don't fucking suck it? Why don't Burna Boy and the video fight for this bitch, man? Right. You know what I mean? These 2 brothers fighting for some woman, some Hamite woman. They ain't even our sister, man. Why don't she have Burna Boy and the video fighting, man? Why don't you have Skepta and JME? Have them man fighting, man? You're a black man fighting for nothing, man. Fighting for nothing. You trace this girl lineage back, man. Someone in the family got a plate in their lip, man. That's what you're fighting for, man. Jamaica's full of too much women for you to be fighting for some Nigerian, man. So lucky, other one.
Nah, and just to add on to that, that shows that if you're not in here, you hate blacks and Hispanics, man. I'm gonna show you why. Watching that video right there, all what they went through to fight for some African woman, man. All the back and forth, sending friends, showing up at the house for a woman that's not even of your nationality, man. It shows you that if you're not in here, you don't love black people like you think you do, man. In their mind, they believe they love their own, but those actions right there, it shows how much they don't, man. That's it.
So, okay, we're gonna say anything before we wrap up.
Listen, I'm just gonna quickly say, obviously, how can a woman be at some next man's house and phone me to pick her? I don't know what's wrong with Popcorn, man. And Jakir keeping her in the house. You're supposed to kick her out, man. Listen, man. If any woman, if I'm with a woman and I find that she's texting the next man, you're gonna realize that not only Beyonce can sing to the left, man. Listen, right. I'm gonna be singing to the left as well. I'm gonna open the door and she's going out, man. Popcorn can pick her up from outside or down the street, man. I imagine that Jakir's gonna fight Popcorn over. They're gonna fight over this woman. That's gonna hold on both of them in the future anyway. Right. After that, she's gonna go hold with what's the next one's name? She's gonna hold with some next Jamaican artist. What's his name in it? What's that guy's name? Some shit, she's gonna hold with Egyptian next. Is it Egyptian? Next she's gonna be having sex with Egyptian. Then she's gonna be having sex with who else? Give me another Rasta, man. Buja Banton, K Putten, Sizzler. Listen, man, you're gonna have to fight everybody, man. How about you just let this hoe go and be a hoe, man, and just go find you a Jamaican woman that ain't no hoe, man.
That's right.
You know what? Things like this, they're fighting over her because they believe she's better than them and she's royalty. This is why, what's his name? Taurus Riley lived in Jamaica his whole life and made a song called She's Royal, my Nubian Queen. Meanwhile, he sees Jamaican women every day, man. His mom's Jamaican and he made the song My Nubian Queen. mean, he's bigging up Ethiopian and African women. And this is why these lot are fighting over them, because they believe Africa's the motherland. And this is why we get on Africa so much, man. Because our people want to be African so bad that they call themselves African Empress. And really from Brixton somewhere. You ain't never left Brixton. You're from Brixton or the Caribbean somewhere. And you call yourself African Empress. Listen, this ain't no distance. This is what we ain't Africans, man. Africans is a filthy set of people. And the Lord don't like them. The Lord only loves Israel, man. Blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians. Now, because you love Africans, it don't mean the Lord has to, man. That's you who loves them, but the Lord hates them, man. And the proof that the Lord hates them is look at what the Lord done to Egypt, man.
That's right.
And look at Africans today, man. Look at these Africans today. They have to lie and pretend to us. Listen, man, we remember the days when Africans used to say they're Jamaican, man. We knew there weren't no Jamaican, man. That skin is a telltale sign they ain't no Jamaican.
That's the head for me. The head
was
for
the
me.
head.
The head.
The head shape, innit?
The head shape was top.
The head's flat at the front. Oh, Africans are ugly, man. I don't know what the fighting over.
That heady one head shape was like, I'm like, nah, man. But Khan, that's the class. Like the podcast, Alakia, and we'll be here again next week. We're on the ends, man. Shalom.
Shalom.
What it do? 50th line. You know. Cult leader.